Ooga, fucking Ooga. You know what? I'm feeling like doing my own intro. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that instead. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Love Your Mondays. It's once again Monday, and today we're hoping that we're going to relieve some of that bullshit stress that you've been dealing with all week long, or at least with the previous week, and of course, what you've been dealing with today. Maybe you hate school, maybe you hate work, maybe you just hate your goddamn family or the people around you in life. Well, hopefully, you don't hate Mondays anymore because of this show. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and have ourselves a nice little extra host that we usually do have. Of course, we have Kadunt.
Hi.
And as always, Zelblastia.
There was no way.
There was no way. As everybody knows, this is Love Your Monday on the Cunt Stream. This is the show that normally myself and Zell are going to be hosting, but unfortunately, Zell has a little bit of an announcement tonight. Zell, why don't you go ahead and give us that announcement?
The announcement is that Bragus is a piece of shit.
This is true.
Yes.
Bragus and I had a chat. Things are changing for Love Your Mondays. Don't everybody cry in the chat. There's no fighting or hate or anything, but Zell is leaving Love Your Mondays as a host. I will no longer be a co-host. It's going to actually be Kadunt. And you guys just need to get used to it and stop watching because I'm not going to be involved anymore.
I don't think they're going to stop watching just because you've decided to step away, but there is a possibility that some of your fans are just going to watch less and less.
If you're gonna say that there's no hate, then you're already starting this off with a lie because fuck you, I hate Bragus.
Again, this is also true.
What up, Fat Andy? I don't know who you are, but hi. I don't know who anybody is. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just here because Zell.
What do you mean you don't know what you're doing?
Zell
We're
and
passing the
Bragus
torch.
are-
You're the new co-host. You got to talk and stuff.
Oh hi, I'm talking and stuff, and ooh, nice. It's a shiny,
Maybe we should
shiny little torch here. Can I beat Bragus with the torch?
Bragus,
Do not beat me with the torch. What's up?
why don't you I don't know. Why don't we go ahead and banter a little bit more and wait for the viewers to increase so that we can actually explain to most people what is going on, the passing of the torch? Because we explained it when we had like 12 viewers. Now there's 23.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. That's a good idea, yeah. So we're just going to go ahead and give ourselves a little feel. Do you guys want to jump onto one of the stories that I've actually found for us to chat about?
No.
Fine.
All right, so next thing.
Yeah.
All right, next.
I don't know where to go from here, actually. Like, I'm massively
Just
confused.
read your goddamn story. Jesus.
You bitches. So, many of you actually are familiar with the whole cultural appropriation and the bullshit
No, what's that?
comes with it, correct?
Yeah, no, explain cultural appropriation, because
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. Yeah, explain it. Not everybody here is as smart as you are.
Yeah, we're not all intellectuals.
1 second, I'm having some technical difficulties over on my end.
Oh man,
Of course you are. All right, so I will explore cultural appropriation. It is basically when you see a white girl wearing dreads, all of a sudden you'll hear somebody bitching at her saying she is appropriating black culture by wearing dreadlocks. Or if somebody dresses up in a kimono and they're not Japanese, all of a sudden they're appropriating Japanese culture.
Yeah, that's bad, right?
That did I do that? Did I do that well enough? Was that
Well, there's a little bit more
explained well
nuance
enough?
to it, but in all honesty, yeah, that's pretty much what that is.
What's
Cultural
nuance?
appropriation
Fuck
is where
nuance.
Then explains.
Cultural appropriation is actually where somebody who is not typically of that particular culture is wearing, doing, or being a part of something that is, black culture, Chinese culture, Japanese culture, whatever the case is. Obviously, Dunk gave a nice explanation to it, but in all honesty, cultural appropriation is quite possibly one of the biggest and stupidest fucking argument points that I have ever seen come out of the SJW's goddamn corner. It is just retarded, and I fucking can't stand it.
Oh, Sugar Me Timbers. There goes Bragus.
Okay, well, Brockus, I'm playing devil's advocate. What's so bad about that argument? What's so bad about it? Just stop using other people's culture.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll stop using any other people's cultures the second that all black people stop wearing denim pants. They stop wearing slacks. They stop wearing hoodies. They stop wearing T-shirts. The moment they actually stop actually appropriating everything that is in fact white culture, I'll actually stop doing all the other shit that I've apparently been doing. You know, liking rock music because rock music was invented by Chuck Berry so long ago, so on and so forth.
So you heard it here, folks. Hoodies are white inventions.
Many people will argue with me on that concept, but I actually will sit there and say, yeah, the hoodie itself is actually a white person invention.
Yeah, you hear that, darkies? Don't be wearing our goddamn hoodies.
Well, you know the white hoodie is definitely a white invention. You know what I mean?
Goddamn darkies wearing the goddamn fucking sweaters.
Hey. How dare you wear a sweater? You kind of lost me there with that argument, Brockus. Like that was a terrible argument.
Here's another terrible argument. After Bruno Mars is accused of cultural appropriation, black celebrities come to his defense.
What culture? Wait, what?
What was he appropriating?
Apparently, Bruno Mars has actually been appropriating black culture by basically doing the genre of music that he's actually a part of. Funk, hip-hop, and so on.
I thought Bruno Mars was black.
He's not. He's actually Filipino. Puerto Rican and Filipino.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, and Jewish, actually.
Yep.
He looks like a darkie. Can't he pass for one?
Very light-skinned darkie.
All right, fair enough.
He's a Philorican. He's a Philorican Jew.
So the blacks came to his defense because his skin darkness hit the quota?
No. His skin darkness did not hit the quota. No, actually, does anyone recall a certain unpleasant bitch from what is that? Oh my goodness. She's been around in a lot of different videos. Magog of Morscar has done a video on her. Ira Bear has done a video on her. Jeff Holiday and so many others. She's the chick who sits in front of the camera and actually, along with
Cat Black.
Gazi Kotsa. What?
Cat Black.
No. Well, you're on the right track, though.
All right, never mind.
It's Serene Sensei? Yeah, because that name alone doesn't sound like it's appropriating Japanese culture at all.
What?
Yeah, it's the woman's name is Serene Sensei, and she sometime in 2016 she actually made several videos about white people, and one of her argument points was always that white people, no matter what, no matter who, no matter where, are racist. Are
I fucking
the
know
devil.
who you're talking about. She was sitting on a couch and had a white shirt on, huh?
Yep.
Okay, I remember that video. That video is cringe, man.
It is. It's extremely cringe. And her actual take is that white people are literally the devil. They are devil spawn. She does not fucking like white people.
We kind of are devils, right?
Yeah, Iquitsuocha.
Iquitsuocha. And she recently in another YouTube video was sitting around with a bunch of other black people, pretty much talking about, I'm guessing, pop culture. And she decided to actually go after Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars 100% is a cultural appropriator. He is not black at all, and he plays up all the racial ambiguity to cross genres, is what she said.
What?
Yeah, see, this is how fucking confusing this is. Bruno Mars, a person of color, is still a cultural appropriator because he's not black and he's doing black people music.
Wait. Here's a good question for her. A really good question for her. Does she hate Eminem?
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Because she has to. There's no way she can like Eminem if this is her whole stance.
Absolutely. That is usually what her stance is going to be. Is you're white and you're doing something that black people do, like breathe, cultural appropriator, you piece of shit.
Yeah, it hurts my brain. No. So is that what this whole thing is? That she's and black people are coming to Bruno Mars's defense.
Black celebrities have decided to actually come to his defense in this particular argument. There have been a few tweets where people are actually backing up Serene, basically saying, "Oh yeah, she has it right. Yeah, this is why I hate Bruno Mars," and so on and so forth. But if I can find the goddamn paragraph with all these freaking ads popping up, this is one of the things that I can't stand on the CNN website is I can't read any of their articles without having to delete at least 5 pop-ups that keep popping up saying, "Hey, do you want to buy a new cell phone?" No, fuck off, CNN.
Wait, you're saying this is coming from CNN?
This is actually reported from CNN, yes, but this is actually a story.
So how do we know that it's real?
Because
why would you use an article from Cunt News Network?
It wasn't Cunt News Network. It was actually.
Why would you use your own article?
Okay.
Do you get it?
Oh my god. Like, but no, honestly, why would you? How do you know? Because it's CNN reporting on it. And I trust CNN about as much as I trust Fox or MSNBC or People. And yeah, so like unless I see this, like, you know, her actually doing like a real video or anything like that,
there's an actual video on the site. It's a video that has been circulating for the last couple of weeks now.
Oh, is it her?
Yes, it is in fact Serene Sensei.
What if she's like half Japanese?
Is she Japanese?
She is. If she is half Japanese, that is the darkest fucking Japanese person I've ever fucking seen. But
no, I think she's full on black.
Serene Sensei Aishima. It's fucking very Japanese. So she could be half Japanese, half black. Either fucking goddamn way.
How chinky are her eyes?
They're not. If you've ever seen this woman, you would not suspect that she was mixed with anything other than possibly white.
I can smell my people. I mean, I'm not Japanese, but I am ching-chongy, so I could sense it. Like, just wave some rice in front of her, and if she gets a smile on her face and tries to reach for it, okay, then I'll trust that her last name isn't her culturally appropriating.
You know, for some reason, in my head, I'm thinking that even Serene would actually throw a bitch fit and say, "Rice is culturally appropriating black culture."
Bitch. Oh, I will fight her on that. Thrax says she was left in the oven a bit too long. Oh, that's glorious. Oh, she's Nigganese. I apologize, Sin 1X.
Kadon, you just keep like roboting and going in and out. Is that just me?
That's just you.
Okay. She's the only one doing it.
Chat, if I am roboting, please let me know. So we'll wait on that.
Yeah.
Brockus, what else you got on the docket?
What else do I got on the docket? I got some news, Star Wars news. It's kind of interesting too.
No.
It was very enthusiastic. Thank you both. So it turns out
yay, Star Wars.
So we all know that based off of what most people have been saying and even the evidence, not only from behind the scenes, but also seeing the trailer, Solo looks like it's going to be a shit show, correct?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed that?
Yeah. Well,
it's a movie about fucking Han Solo, so.
Yeah, it turns out that the Solo movie actually has some more problems. Seeing as how their their promo posters are not the traditional promo posters that Star Wars is actually known for, but instead they have actually gone a different route, and it turns out that that could be plagiarism.
Oh no! What are they plagiarizing?
Well, it seems as though that they are actually plagiarizing from a album cover or several album covers. Uh, where is that band? God damn it. I lost my
Why are
spot.
you,
I had it highlighted and then I clicked on something.
Brockus? Why do you suck at Zell? Is this why you're? Yeah, this is why. This is why Brockus is failing. Obviously.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
this
is
God
fine.
damn
goddamn
it.
Jump
account
ship.
that doesn't even have a
I'm
show.
getting the
That's
fuck out of
cute.
here before this shit gets any worse.
I know, Brockus. You just.
Uh,
Yes, let me hear
so,
your sadness.
oh,
Do
and
it.
a series of albums by album covers by French artist. I'm assuming his name is Hakim Bohus. And basically,
Who?
it doesn't actually say what band it is from, but basically, it is from a French artist and a series of album covers. And it turns out Disney has been forced to actually respond to this and said that they are looking into it. And apparently, they had actually outsourced for a graphics artist for the posters themselves.
Jesus, they really don't have faith in this
Ooh.
movie, do they?
They really don't.
I don't.
Well, I mean, does anybody after we got the shit show that was Rogue One, and then of course we got the very disappointing Episode 8? Is anyone surprised in the slightest that Solo is a movie that not even Disney or Lucasfilms has any faith in?
Here's the thing too is what if is at least Disney's looking into it. I'm gonna give them that much. Because you know they if they outsourced for the poster, they could have gotten the person who maybe did the same artwork for the album cover. I swear I can talk. Um, so I mean, they could have just been like, "Oh, that looks like the same kind of artist who did our album cover." Disney's got a shit ton of money. Let's just say that they're fucking they're stealing. They're fuck what was the word you said? I don't know. I don't pay attention to what you say.
Well, of course you don't.
But why not try and sue Disney? They probably could have hoped to try and sue Disney without Disney actually looking into it and hoping that Disney would be like, "No, we want this to go away. Here's some money because we got plenty to just shove in your face."
You know that actually
I
is
can just
the
imagine. I can just imagine like them trying to go up against Disney, and they're like, "We want we want a set of peers and the Senate to judge you," and then Disney's like, "I am the Senate."
that would actually be very interesting, and I would pay money to see that shit happen.
Unlimited power.
Oh
No,
boy,
Mickey, no,
you want to sue
stop.
me?
We're gonna rape you. Ha!
Antoine, if you fucking say "fuck Star Wars" one more time, I'm gonna come over to your house and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Hey,
I don't even
Antoine.
have a clever fucking comeback to actually give you. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you.
No, guys, actually, Antoine is asking, why is Zell leaving?
So
I know
And
that.
you're right, Antoine. It is Brockus's fault. Brockus, you want to explain what you did?
No, I'll explain. Stop it, Catan. Stop trying to start shit. Already day one with you. Yeah, everybody in chat. I'm no longer a co-host of Love Your Mondays. I'm a guest today. It's gonna stay that way. Cadunt's gonna be the co-host from now on. I had
Sorry.
I had some problems. With Brockus. I wasn't happy with direction and stuff like that. But it's nothing to cry over. We're still best buddies and we love each other. So don't freak out. And Schmeckel and I will be talking to each other about me possibly having my very own installment on Cunt Stream weekly. So look out for it. Just chill. And yeah, it's all Brock's fault. This is why you don't get Zell anymore. blame him, DM him, email him, harass him. I'll even give you his address if you guys want.
Oh yeah, and he doesn't mind.
Well, I mean, the address you keep giving is actually a fake address, so you need to stop doing that.
Yeah, the Pizza Hut called again.
That's not something we really need to get into. That Pizza Hut does not like me.
Yeah, rape is okay. Yeah, rape is okay.
Rape is not okay.
Yeah. Someone in the chat said rape is okay, and I believe everything I see in chat.
Was that iDubbbz? Did iDubbbz do that?
Oh, super chat though.
Oh, okay. We got a super chat. $5 from Joseph Kerwin. Oh, that's interesting. Not a weird name. Blast from the past. Mizo's funding problems continue. That's some good Schadenfreude.
Can somebody translate what that means? Like any of that? I'm a woman, so I don't understand half this shit.
Isn't Mizo a college that was running into trouble recently? Feel free to Google it, Brockus. You do what you do.
That is okay. Yeah, it's not Mizo, it's Mizzou. And yes, that is one of the colleges that was talked about very heavily a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
If Mizzou is actually having some issues, then good, because that fucking college deserves, with all the bullshit they have created and allowed.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
I can't remember 100% every single actual infraction that has happened at Mizzou, but basically it's Missouri State University, I believe it is, but it's referred to as Mizzou, and it is a college that has just gone the way of SJWs and crazy radical feminists and all kinds of the bullshit that has actually happened in the past. It is one of the colleges that was talked very heavily about in 2015, 2016, and 2017 because of the consistent bullshit they are portraying. It's not even always the teachers, it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's teachers. They've been demanding teachers be fired simply because they disagree with the arguments of cultural appropriation during Halloween. That's just one problem.
Racist bullshit. Oh.
Yeah, I need some muscle over here. That was Mizzou?
That was also Mizzou, yes.
Wow.
That was all. That was one of the
good. Get rid of all the funding. I want all those students living in cardboard boxes by the end of the week. Get them all. No, you know what? Fuck that. The blacks get the cardboard boxes. The whites, they get the boxes like from LCD TVs. Just take out the TVs. They get to live in those. Those are a little nicer. They got a better coating around them. They got something going on in there. They can store their books. Blacks, you got to deal with shit when it rains. Okay?
Darnell says the Halloween thing was Harvard, and Trivia Poop, it's a Liz video. Nobody cares.
Actually, the Halloween thing was both Harvard and Yale. That's where Yale is where we got the screeching bitch that everybody keeps talking about, where she's like, then why the fuck did you take the position? Harvard was also under fire with that exact same thing, with another dean who refused to actually adhere to the bullshit with the SJWs. But Mizzou also had its own issue with that shortly after both Harvard and Yale actually had that bullshit happen. So pretty much what Mizzou is one of those safe havens, much like that college in, I want to say it's Oregon or Northern California. I can't remember which one, but it's the infamous college with all those fucktards who basically walked around the campus with baseball bats, very intimidatingly, looking down every single white kid who was not on their side, very threateningly telling them, do you want to make something of this and shit like that, and claiming that they're anti-fascist.
Zell, will you read Fat Andy's comment here? I'm having trouble.
No
reading what
you
it
just
says.
Don't have your glasses right now? That's okay. Okay, so Fat Andy has a very nice message in the chat that we can all relate to. Fuck black and white SJW niggers! Fuck them! fuck them and put them in fucking cardboard boxes. Every little nigger gets a piece of paper, and you got to deal with the rain. And I'm sorry your dad left. Boo-hoo, my dad left. I got to smoke crack. Get in the fucking cardboard box.
Those beautiful words. Very, very beautiful words. Yes. Take us to church, though. And thank you, Warped Reflection. That was Evergreen College, the one with the assholes with the baseball bats.
What's Evergreen College?
Evergreen College was it's a college that was also under fire with the SJW garbage because of the concept of free speech. They do not believe people should be allowed to have free speech, and they do not believe white students should be allowed to actually move freely among the campus. And one of the things that they had actually done to get into everybody's crosshairs was a group of students were walking around campus menacingly, threateningly, and with baseball bats because they wanted to start some shit and they wanted to beat the fuck out of anyone who would disagree with them.
Yeah, and we're against arming teachers. Do you know how quickly that event would have gotten silenced?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I could go even further into the whole, like, the Mizzou bullshit and find every single article that was on them. I could get into the Evergreen bullshit. I could get into the Yale bullshit. And I can get into the Harvard bullshit. But I'm not going to do that just because that is just...
Oh, so you're above that. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Brockus. You're above that. Okay. I didn't know.
My name is Brockus, and I'm much better than having to do with that shit.
Didn't you know that there's a fetish for violence?
I do not have any fetishes for violence. I just feel like it's time for us to actually bring our guest in. Oh. So.
Oh, God, what was that noise?
What
was that noise that you... Why?
I was burping.
Oh.
I had a dry burp.
Wait a minute. You know what I just realized? You never moaned for that $5 super chat. How dare you, you fucking
I
whore.
did moan for it. You decided to actually talk over me while it was happening. So I'm going to go ahead and moan again because I'm that kind of a nice guy. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, I love when Brock's moan.
Zell's getting all sticky now.
Yeah, I think he just exploded in his pants. And I think,
baby.
Could we get a mop over here? We get a mop and bucket.
No, you're the mop.
No.
It's a big mess.
Over here, sweetie.
I'm not gonna be the mop.
Your tongue is the mop.
So while we wait for our guest, let's go ahead and look over at the chat and say hello to some of our watchers. Hint of Shrimp. Holy shit, this stream sucks. Thank you very much for the kind words. Metaphors. The chief of police. Go ahead.
Of Olympia is suing Evergreen for creating the mess that came out of Evergreen. Really?
Oh, fantastic. I actually love that. Opalescence Moonchild. Fuck off.
That was good. That was really good. Opal, shut up and go home.
I love how it's because she
Warped
even said Bruckus, but she spelled my name wrong. But she was like, Bruckus is so nice to me. Well, I am nice to you, Opal, because you get a lot of shit, and I might as well be that one nice guy.
Opal, you're the one that just keeps inviting yourself to Disneyland with the rest of us. Fucking stop.
Fat Andy says he likes the stream so far. Thank you, Fat Andy. Trippy Poop, one of my personal favorites who actually shows up and also a lot of the streams. Kadunt Vashath, look up Evergreen College Gang for a laugh. Seriously, you will chuckle your ass off just seeing that stupid screenshot because they have these bats and they're posing and they think they look so fucking cool and you would just want to punch every one of them.
Okay, we got our guest.
Hello.
All right, awesome.
I'm just going to be real honest. I've never heard of any of you.
That's fair.
I'm just going to be real honest. No, I've only heard of bad things about you. So I think
that's fair too. I have come into some disrepute as of late.
Didn't you? Okay, I asked Schmeckel about this. I don't think he knew. Did you not used to stream with Failure? Weren't you guys?
I did at one time, a few times. I don't know if I would ever say. I don't know if I would say that I was ever his co-host, so to speak, because it was never really a formal thing. We would just like try to, get streams together and try to get cool guests on like Bering and Andy Worski and everything. And like I at least at that point, I would say that I was friendly with Failure and everything seemed
what's
cool.
What's the beef now? I heard there's a beef.
Well, I don't. I try not to consider things to be like, you know, personal beef or like rivalries or anything like that, but just came into some disagreements over some things. Like well, one example is that the more recent example is when I said that I didn't like the drawing that Failure retweeted of like Jeff Holiday and like Memory Holiday and their fucking kid in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and all I was saying was just, hey, I don't like that. I think it's in poor taste. And, you know, and I think the timing sucks because Memory just lost her fucking cousin, who she said on her Twitter was like her brother, was like a brother to her. So I was just basically saying like, hey, I think this is in poor taste. And, you know, and I think the timing sucks.
It probably was in poor taste, but I think his point too was, I don't give a fuck at this point because of the way that they keep treating him and everybody around him.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pile on to that and say like, oh, Failure's a bad guy. I don't think he's really a bad guy. I just think that you know, he does a lot of stuff for like, you know, for drama and whatnot, which is fine. You know, it gets views and it entertains people. But you know, for me, I think one of the problems that happened between me and Failure has to do with me trying to separate, because I noticed at one point that streams that involve Failure have a tendency to go off in, you know, random directions and going off on tangents and it's funny and whatnot, and there's lots of fun to be had in those kinds of streams. But I think one of the problems was that there were certain things that I wanted to keep separate from that. There were certain things that I wanted to, because there are at least a few things that I take seriously. So the things that I take seriously, I didn't want to get, you know, derailed and, you know, and just sort of ruined by just complete randomness. So, you know, so I think he took that as like a personal offense, when all that was just, I didn't want a particular thing to get derailed because it was something that I took seriously. And
you took the actual derailment seriously, or the subject matter he was bringing up?
No, I mean, there was a stream that I hosted almost a year ago, and it was on a topic that is very serious to me. And I think Failure took offense to the fact that I didn't want him on that stream, but it wasn't personal. It wasn't anything against him as a person. I just didn't want that stream to get derailed because I was invested in that stream and I was very focused on staying on task with the subject matter of that stream. And, you know, and I just think
that sounds fairly reasonable.
That sounds fair.
Everything you're saying
is
true.
Failure is a cunt and needs to go fuck off. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you heard it here.
No. But I mean, I've had much more pleasant interactions with Failure than unpleasant interactions, I would say. Although I can't say the same for a certain other individual who happens to have a name very similar to a brand of toy trucks for children.
Oh, now we're arriving at the real beef. So what's going on here?
It's Hasbro, isn't it? You hate Hasbro.
Why is there
all
now?
Andy Werski's fault.
Okay, you can handle Failure, and he's a good guy,
but I don't like Micro Machines.
You do not like Tonka. What's going on?
Well, I don't know. Well, the thing is, I don't know as much about Tonka as I kind of sort of do about Failure, because, like I said, I was friendly with Failure for a while, but Tonka seems to have a very sort of arrogant attitude, and that's where some of this stuff started, because I saw a tweet that was like, it was like quote tweeted by Mundane Matt, who is apparently my twin. He does look a lot like me. but he quote tweeted it, and it was basically a quote by Tonka that seemed to be acting as though he's awesome for streaming instead of making like edited videos like I do. And it seemed like he was implying that he's, that he's awesome for streaming. And I think the amount was like for 4 hours, like 4 hours a day, I guess. And then he said 5 days a week, no days off, which was funny because 5 days a week means 2 days off. But I was thinking like 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like I have kind of a shitty part-time job where they cut my hours recently. So I'm working on like a shorter schedule than usual. And even that like they cut me down to 4 hour shifts and I'm working 6 days a week. But like even that is it's slightly more than the amount of time that he seemed to be bragging about streaming. And like, I don't say like,
it's still a lot of time to stream, and he's also got a full-time job. So it's still something. But yeah. I don't know, did you misinterpret maybe his tweet? Because I know he's just kind of over that shit. But he probably I wasn't people for doing it.
Yeah, I wasn't as far as I was concerned, I wasn't addressing his employment status, because if he's got a full-time job, then I can't knock him for that. All I've got is a part-time one. But the thing that he was bragging about was streaming for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, which is a lot of streaming time. But
in most cases, it's even more than that, because he'll usually go beyond 4 hours, and then on top of that, hop onto Vamps or hop onto Failure's stream, or who knows, Sinatra's or Backyard Blood Sports. He'll usually do a lot more than that. But is that your gripe with him, that he was off by 2 days?
No, that's not really my gripe with him necessarily. I just thought his
attitude.
It's kind of like that, yeah. Like the only thing with that was that I felt like it was a strange thing to brag about streaming, because like streaming itself doesn't take much effort. Like it at least doesn't take as much effort as editing a video and going and making sure that like everything is exactly the way you want it. And like,
yeah, I agree that a uploaded edited video takes a lot more work.
Yeah,
I would say, and I would also say that it doesn't take a lot of work to be entertaining, because you're either entertaining or you're not. But what I will say is, unfortunately for all the naysayers, at the end of the day, because I can have critiques about anybody, but Failure, Andy, and Tonka, at the end of the day, they're funny guys.
Yeah, and they definitely have a lot of people who enjoy watching them, But
I don't know. Funny. I just feel like maybe I don't know Tonka, but
I don't
get
either,
the sense.
Really.
I get the sense from him, like his attitude towards things, though, is very cathartic for me. I like that he just says fuck it and says whatever the fuck he wants and disagrees with he'll draw a line and he'll be happy drawing that line, and he'll be like, no, you're out of the group for good. You're out of the circle. You're out of my head, so to speak.
So what you're both telling me is that you think that Tonka is a nigger and you hate his guts. God damn, he's guts.
Yeah, Failure, Tonka nigger.
Good job,
Brockus. But so that's, so pretty much it just comes from a place of like, I just don't like the guy's attitude. Is that where it comes from?
Yeah, it is something like that. He does seem he does seem to have a very high opinion of himself. Not that I don't have a pretty high opinion of myself, but I try to at least balance that out with a little humility now and then,
I think you'd show some dumbass moves on Twitter if you had 2,000 people watching you. It can get to your head.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think Tonka, Failure, and Andy, they handle it all right. They're like 99% of people would lose their fucking minds and their channel would be dead in 2 months. And they've been doing pretty good. It's always going to be an ego thing. There's always going to be a problem with that. But
there's tons of egos, especially when you're dealing with like YouTubers and like social media. Like social media kind of brings out the ego in you, you know, and sort of makes you more egotistical because you start to think, hey, you know, people actually listen to what I have to say. I'm pretty awesome. And, you know, and then it kind of grows from there. But I you know, I don't know. I like to keep myself in check. Like a lot of my videos feature qualifiers where I'm talking about how, yeah, I'm not an expert. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Like I haven't like researched anything. Because most of the time I don't do research because I'm too lazy.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
but
hey,
you know.
Jim, one of our people in chat, Kronos, asks if the catfish story is true.
Okay, you got to tell this story, Jim, because it's been out there. It's too late.
I know. It's the rather large tusked animal in the room. So
was that a shot at me? Because like I'm an orc, and yeah, we got tusks, bro. The fuck?
No. I was referring to the elephant in the room. It is kind of an elephant in the room. So it's
that. What the fuck?
Well,
so as far as my understanding goes, you fucking raised $1,500 for some 19-year-old boy.
That is definitely not true.
Okay, what happened then, Jim? Tell me your side of it.
Well, first of all, I definitely did not raise anywhere close to that amount of money. I don't know. I might have persuaded a few people to donate, but I don't think I did as much as some people are saying. But the thing is, what it comes down to me is that, you know, the whole thing about, oh, it's a catfish, to me, I see it as it's a narrative. It's just a story. It's a narrative that's been sold by a very biased individual.
What the hell happened then? Because you found some girl on the internet who wasn't a girl, right? That part's true, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, so then can you explain what happened instead of the generalities?
What happened is, I came into contact with and started talking to someone online. And I began sort of trying to help them out because their family's homeless. And you know, so I've at times, you know, promoted their sort of PayPal stuff and whatever. And there's been pretty much since before I even came into contact with this person, there's been people claiming that she's a catfish, you know, claiming that, oh, she's really a guy or whatever. Now, one of those people, the name escapes me for, one of those people, was Hope Still Flies. Just FYI, Hope Still Flies, who is a confirmed catfish. You know, it's been proven. They actually found the evidence. It's actually been proven. And
so there was this homeless girl that you were helping out, or was there this homeless person where you never asked for their gender and didn't know?
It's a homeless girl.
Okay, and you were helping her out, spreading the word.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, the sort of big thing that kind of, I don't want to necessarily say that it changed everything, but like there was what could loosely be called an article that was published showing some archive stuff and showing some circumstantial evidence that when I was reading through it, which it's been a while, but when I was reading through it and really trying to examine everything that was presented, I found that the evidence was circumstantial at best, and that most of the article was relying on telling you a story, you know, taking little.
You mean like anecdotal?
Little pieces of evidence, little like, oh, here's a picture, oh, here's like one screen cap of something, but most.
So you're saying like it was just shit thrown out there without any context or without any clear evidence that that's what the case was.
Yeah, like most of it was based on telling you a story, like, okay, well, this person is, you know, is this thing, and you know, and just kind of a lot of the details, instead of being filled in by actual evidence, was just, you know, it almost just asserted to be the case.
So what you're saying is, again, because I just want to make it clear for the audience too, there was facts thrown out there that you couldn't back them up at all, is what you're saying. And what I want to also ask you is, well, then how did you confirm that this was a girl? You did confirm this was a girl?
Well, it's a tricky thing, because let me say this, as someone who I consider myself a skeptic, so I try not to say what is, like, I try not to say something as being 100% definitively proven if it's not. And I will say that, to me, from what I've seen, neither side has been 100% definitively proven. And, you know, and then there's also middle ground. Like,
it sounds like to you, like where you're coming from, and I don't want to mischaracterize you, but it sounds like to you couldn't care less what the gender was. You just don't care because you just wanted to help someone who was homeless, and there was no attempt on your part anyway, if it was a girl or if it is a girl. There was no attempt there was no attempt at anything romantic. It was simply to help someone that was homeless, and you, even if it was a boy, you don't give a shit. Like, isn't that where you're coming from? Like,
that's kind of, you know, that's kind of like what I went into it with. Okay. And I can say that through my interactions with, I mean, I guess I might as well say, because everyone already knows the name Trish, because it was from Lewd Trish. And in my interactions with Trish, what I can say, over time, I've been privy to a lot of information, a lot of stuff that no one else has really been privy to, because it's gone beyond the point where, like at this point, you know, especially like after the article, she basically stopped asking anyone, or stopped asking the public for any help, any donations. And, you know, now it's pretty much just me and a few of her like closest friends, who, you know, who still have not been convinced by this whole, oh, she's a catfish thing. So there's that. And then, what I was going to say was that over time, I've been privy to a lot of information, and, I've, like, for example, I sent, or I placed online orders for pizza to be sent to the same hotel room, like several times over, you know, a period of, I don't know, at least 6 months. Probably even more than that. You know, just on multiple occasions, sending pizza to the same hotel in the same hotel room. There was, I believe, it was more of a Discord thing. I think it was in Discord or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was a video chat that happened with me and a couple other people who are close to Trish, and we saw the outside of the hotel, and we talked to via video chat pretty much every member of Trish's family except for Trish, because she has a thing about she does not want to appear on camera. And whenever someone is like asking her, well, appear on camera so you can prove yourself, she doesn't like that. She feels very pressured and she feels insulted by that.
Now, Jim, Jim, let me cut in here. I will say, now we all have like limits as far as like caring for other people, involving ourselves with other people.
Yes.
And when it comes to somebody on the internet, like even Schmeckle, okay?
Yeah.
I've had good conversations with Schmeckle. I've had good DM conversations. We've gotten close over the internet, not in person. And even and I've seen Schmeckle on camera, all that stuff, of course. Even with all that information, it's going to take a lot for me to confirm that it's even worth it to involve myself to a degree that I would order fucking pizzas for Schmeckle if he was homeless. There'd be a lot of skepticism entering that issue. Now you have somebody who every catfish in the world would love for every guy in the world to buy the excuse that they don't want to show their face on camera. And what I'm saying is, it's a little creepy you're sending pizzas. That why do you involve yourself with this person? Why do you care so much? What's going on here? This is fucking creepy, sending pizzas and shit. I'd be like, okay, you're gonna starve until you're on a fucking camera.
Well, no, I can
Well,
see where
I'm not you.
Well,
Like,
fair enough. Then send me some pizzas, Jim. I want some pizzas.
But you're not fucking homeless, for one thing.
I'm living in my car. There, I'm homeless. I just left my house. And how do you know? Like, I could just lie to you, Jim.
My whole point in bringing that up is that it's been proven to me to a reasonable degree that this regardless of whether Trish is a woman or not, that this is a homeless family that I've been put in contact with, and I've talked to them several times, both through the video chat that I was just talking about and over the phone as well. And I've received lots of various pieces of information about this family and about their situation. You know, like some of the more specific ones I can't even necessarily recall right now, or, you know, not that it really matters. But my point is that since it's been proven to me to a reasonable degree that this is a homeless family I'm dealing with, any help that I offer them it's going to helping a homeless family. And
yeah, but I could walk 1 block. No, I could walk like 20 feet outside my front door and find a homeless person, and I'm not going to buy him a fucking pizza. Now we're talking about the internet, which divides the interaction and the innate empathic reaction that we usually have for human beings. It divides that to a very tiny degree. You're buying pizzas for this lady guy.
Why are you fixating on the pizzas?
Like, well, weird. Why the pizzas, Jim?
Zell, but what does it matter? What does it matter what he does with his money?
Like, yeah, that's another thing. What I do with my money is my business and nobody else's. Like, I mean, I could talk about it, but like at the end of the day, what I do with my money is my decision. And
yeah, what anyone does is their own business. But if we don't involve ourselves in it, we don't get fucking entertainment, Jim. You just destroyed the entire idea of television. Let's not investigate anything then. This is interesting to me.
Yeah, that's fine. Fair. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, like, you can tell me, oh, it's crazy, oh, it's creepy, you know, oh, don't send pizzas. But at the end of the day, like, whatever I'm going to spend my money on, whatever I decide I'm going to spend my money on, that's my decision. I'm saying you can try to persuade me otherwise, but ultimately it's my decision.
Is the only thing you bought was pizzas?
No.
What? How much did you send in total? Or spend?
I have not been keeping count.
Is 1,000 a good number?
What do you mean?
Is that a good ballpark?
No.
Less than that?
No.
Okay. See, the weird thing about it, Jim, isn't that you did it. The weird thing about it is that you don't think it's weird, or that you don't think it's fishy.
I understand why other people think it's weird, but other people have not spent the amount of time that I have talking to Trish and her family. And like, it's literally every day. Like, I talk to her literally every day.
On cam?
No.
Get that lady on cam, Jim.
On like instant messenger typing.
At the very least, be like, you're getting cheese, no toppings until you're on a fucking camera.
No.
Have you at least heard her voice?
She's mute.
Come on, Jim! That's perfect! God!
No, I would say it's not perfect. Because
okay,
that's
it.
That's exactly the kind of fucking detail that people fixate on and say that it must be a catfish.
Why would we not fixate on a mute girl who's afraid of being on the camera but wants pizzas and is homeless on the internet?
Well,
I'm not saying it's not within your rights to fixate on that. I'm just saying, of course people fixate on that and say as if that's automatically proof. As if it's not even possible that she could be telling the truth. And that's what I have a problem with.
I think my biggest problem is using the term catfish, because catfish is usually involved in romantic, attempts. And you're saying that you're not doing this to try and romance her or win her heart or anything like that, or his heart. You're just doing this out of the kindness of your own. You're like, homeless family, I want to help them. Fuck it, here's some pizza, And so saying that this is like a catfish issue, I think is portraying it in the wrong way.
Okay,
what I'm saying is
you don't want to call it catfish. That's just semantics. Okay, let's not call it catfish. Still a very weird scenario.
Grifting.
And as we established earlier, not just pizzas. We're talking north of $1,000 for someone that won't even show their face on the cam and is mute. That's a little weird. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that's not weird to me.
That's fine. That's fine. You're more than entitled to your opinion. But to me, it's more than just about Trish. I mean, she's a big part of it, but it's also about a family of people who I have come to know fairly well from talking to them as well. And, talking to, it may not be the case that Trish is able to talk on the phone or on video chat, not willing or not able, whatever, but her family is. And I've spoken to her mother lots of times, and I've spoken to her brother lots of times on the phone. And, so it's not just about, Trish, who people suspect is actually a dude.
Are you ignorant to the fact that, for example, Mr. Medicare just put out a recent video on DSP, the lengths certain people will go to suck people drive money? Are you not aware that someone actually would perpetuate a family scenario for you? I mean, it sounds nuts, right? Doesn't that sound nuts? It sounds even more nuts that somebody won't show up on camera and is mute. We've seen what someone would do to Darkside Phil to make it out to seem like he owes some escort like thousands of dollars. We've seen the crazy ass connections that had to be made in order to figure out who was building accounts to wipe out history and pretend nothing happened just to get away with a few $1,000. Like, what I'm saying is the scenario you're building, it's exactly the scenario that we've seen play out in a negative way time and time again, yet you seem to smell no suspicion. It's weird.
You know what I find about all of this is actually...
Did I really give that impression? Because that would be a false impression. It's something that I've been considering for a long time, and I've been trying to examine it as calmly and as rationally and as objectively as possible, and I can't see enough, proof to go one way or the other. So, I mean, what I do, as far as the money goes, is I just make sure that I never give more than I can afford. You know, just like I never give more than I feel comfortable parting with.
And that's fair enough.
And I
Like,
watch my
it's
bank
your
account
money.
numbers, so I make sure that I don't, you know, so that I don't put myself in a bad financial situation.
And if
I
they're
mean,
and
it's
if
your
they
money.
end up to
She's
be
not
if
breaking
they
your account or anything like
if they
that.
end up to be playing you for that money.
Oh,
what
and also
then,
there are
hold on. What if they end up to be playing you? What if it is a catfish or whatever the fuck you want to call it? What if they end up to be playing you, and then you have to accept that and move on? Do you do it again? You gonna do another one of those? You gonna fall for a deaf girl?
I probably wouldn't, like, but that's assuming that Trish turns out to be lying, which has not been proven. And I'm, you know, trying to move towards proving it one way or the other. I'm trying to find the truth. But one of the things that I was going to say is there are also periods of time where where you know, there's not even like a oh, we need help or whatever. Like it's hard to explain, but there are periods of time where they're doing fairly well and they don't need anything from me, and they don't ask anything from me. And even when I'm asked for help, it's always kind of very reluctantly. So
Okay, 1 second. AW for $2. That's why I just spent $2 at a time.
And then Joseph.
And
Thank you for the pizza, sir.
Joseph Kerwin, $2. How is her grammar? Native English speaker?
Yeah, I think so.
How the fuck do you think so? Either she can speak English like
yes,
she's born
yes.
here, or she can't.
Yes, she's coherently. Well,
okay. Well, she either understands English like she was born here. She
yes.
Can't,
Yes,
all that stuff. Brother and sister seems to have a good handle on the English language.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go then.
Yeah.
Does she
I'm just because I think she was born in another country. That's why I hesitated.
Well, does she hit you up for like money? Like, does she just randomly like hit you up like, hey, you think you can just send $100 because
No.
my mom has blah 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 or anything like that?
No.
No.
No, like,
I mean,
if and when she does ask, she brings it up very reluctantly, and she almost never asks directly. Like, you know, she'll just be like, "Oh, you know, we're having some problems with the what." I can't even think of a specific example off the top of my head, but you know, she'll bring up the issue, and then, you know, I'll try to say like, "Oh, that sucks" or whatever, and you know, and then eventually, you know, it'll just be like, I feel like more often than not, I just, like, she'll tell me about a situation, and you know, and that, oh, they need money for the room, or they need you know, money for something else, and or that they don't have it or something, and then I feel like more often than not, I just end up offering more so than she asks, if that makes sense.
No, don't give her anything.
Oh, I forgot to do my job. I apologize. 1 second. I have to moan after every super chat, so. I apologize, Chad. I will do better at keeping up with the moans at a later time. But yeah, see, what I find interesting about this entire scenario is that that on one hand, you can actually say that you, Jim, are actually doing a really good thing for a very, you know, poor family. They just can't seem to get their goddamn fingers into something that'll help them actually benefit themselves a lot better than having you occasionally send them pizzas and stuff like that.
Well, they might be getting a place soon. They're close to potentially getting a place. Hopefully it works out. You know, like, fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm not doing this for like virtue signaling points. For the most part, I don't even address it publicly. Like, You know,
That's the creepy part, Jim. Why are you doing it?
I'm doing it because I care about these people. But I'm not doing it to be like, oh, look at how I care about these people. I'm such a good person.
Why do you care about these people? Because you don't know them.
I do more than you think.
I'm going to go ahead and address something in chat real quick. Chambers of My Heart keeps asking to come on. I am sorry, Chambers, but that is not how we do on this show. We do not just bring random people in from the chat onto the show just because.
Fuck you, Chambers. Fucking nigger.
Chambers, this is a one guest kind of show. Technically, we have 2 guests tonight because Zell is actually retiring after tonight, and Kadunt is of course in the chat as well for her actual, I guess you could say, debut. But yeah, we are not going to be bringing any more people on for this particular show. So I am sorry about that, but if you have questions, go ahead and ask, and I'll try to answer them if I can see them.
I feel kind of bad.
Yeah, well,
I like Chambers.
But Chambers does bring up a good point that, you know, Chambers was catfished around this same time and didn't find out until October. Sometimes these things take a long time, Jim. Like, the thing is, like, anyone else that hears your story innately knows exactly what to do, which is stop sending money, learn who these fucking people are, gain trust like a normal human being. You're not doing that. So then everyone's looking at you and going, okay, well, everything takes motive. So what is this motive?
No,
and we're not being able to find
Zell,
one.
He's been saying that he has been getting to know these people.
Don't give me that shit, Kadun.
Oh, what if they're lying?
Don't give me that shit.
Oh, yeah. Like, okay, I don't have much faith in humanity, but I have enough not to assume that someone is just completely full of shit the second anything comes up. Like, I do know that homeless people exist. I know that mute people exist. I know that there are people who exist who get shitty lots in life.
Yeah, and
just because
as much as you're aware of that, also be aware that the fucking crazies out there will lie to you and people will steal from you and people will hurt you.
I am aware of that too.
On your radar.
I am aware of that too. Just because I'm maybe not addressing that as much as you would like me to, just because I'm not particularly buying into one narrative or another, like, obviously I have my beliefs about what the case is, but I don't claim to know one way or the other with 100% certainty what is the case. But I have enough of faith in humanity.
All right, we got Bearing. Bearing, want to jump in here? Jim,
no, I just told Chambers that we're not going to let her on.
I know. Calm down. But Bearing says in the chat, Jim, how do you know you haven't been catfished? Sorry if that's been covered. Just tuned in.
Hi, Bearing.
Well, Bearing. How do I know? Well, like, as someone who values skepticism, when I think of what I know, I tend to think of what I can prove with 100% certainty. And in a way, this is a bit of, well, I wouldn't necessarily say agnosticism, but it's like, I don't know with 100% certainty one way or the other. All I can say is that from what I've seen, from what I've been, from the information I've been privy to, from getting to know these people, from talking to them, from talking to Trish every day, and just all the accumulated stuff that I've seen over the past, it's been more than a year now. I believe to be the case that that Trish is not, a catfish, is not a man secretly pretending to be a woman. I believe Trish to be genuinely a woman who is homeless and whose family is homeless, and and hopefully not for much longer. We'll see how that goes. Again, fingers crossed. But
all I'll say is, Jim, by the end of this, you're going to be blown the fuck away by how far people will go to fuck you over for a few $1,000. That's my opinion.
Jim, Trippy Poop had asked a really good question. He asked, did you try Googling the name?
I'm pretty sure I did. Google, Well, I'm just trying to think like what you mean by Googling the name. Like I've used, Google to try to kind of, check for things like sort of reverse image search type thing, but
no, I mean like, all right, if I, Googled the name Cadunt on Google, I can find a list of things or whatever, and specifically all I know is Cadunt is on Twitter, and first thing that popped up is actually Cadunt Vishoth on Twitter. So you can go ahead and go onto Google and type in the first and last name, and sometimes they'll give you like, Facebook posts or people who may match what you're looking for, just to see if the stuff you can figure out, at least online, is real. That's what Trippy Poop was asking, and that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I've used Google for some stuff like that, for some kind of, I've definitely used for like reverse image search to see if like there was to see if the same pictures were also posted somewhere else, so, if there were someone else's pictures and nothing came up, it was like
real quick, Chambers of My Heart had actually posted something in the chat. Jim, the lady that got me fed me all kinds of stories and contacted me through various numbers pretending to be different people.
Okay. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Bering is wondering if you received a picture of her next to the motel she's been staying at.
She doesn't go on camera at all, Bering.
No, on camera, like, video recording and all that stuff, that is a little different than an actual picture. It's like, is there no photographic evidence whatsoever of this young lady?
Yeah, what's wrong with the photograph?
I mean, like a picture of...
Like a picture.
You know what? How about just simply a timestamp picture of her hand with a thumbs up? Just her hand. So it's not her face going on camera. Her hand with a thumbs up next to like one of the pizzas you've sent her, kind of thing.
Yeah, she could even throw a thumbs up.
Come to think of that, she did do something like that on one of the video calls that we had. Again, I think it might have been on the Discord server that we were on, and then I don't know if we're on the, but whatever it was, the video chat, she did wave her hand in front of the camera briefly.
Okay. Well, here's another question that I've been wondering. Does it matter if she's female to you? Like, what if she was a guy? Does it even matter? Or are you still just happy to be helping out this family?
Well, let me put it this way. I've bonded with some of the family members. And I would say, like my answer to that question would be kind of yes and no. It matters in the sense that, let's just say our relationship is more than friendship, but it also at the same time doesn't necessarily matter when it comes to whether or not I would feel ripped off for having helped this family, because I've gotten to know the family members, as well as Trish. So it's not just, it's not just her that I'm invested in. It's really all of them.
Jim, are you saying that you have an emotional connection with someone you ship calzones to?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Joseph Kerwin for $2 just said it's an emotional connection.
Yes, it is an emotional connection, which is why.
No!
Oh
No!
God, Kronos,
Oh,
you
it's
know
the
what
end
to
of the
do.
world. I have emotions. Oh no!
Oh God.
We're
T-Tax,
supposed
Kronos,
to be
whoever's in the
afraid of our
fucking chat, somebody make the
emotions.
goddamn
Okay,
video. We have a new one.
At least once a week, can you demote her to breadsticks to show her you're serious?
I mean, the pizza thing, to be honest, I haven't done in a while because they've been doing okay as far as food goes. So I haven't done the pizza thing in a while. I mean, I know it's funny to make that like a
sausage pizza.
I know it's funny to make that a fucking meme and make all kinds of jokes for it, but like in all seriousness, I haven't done the pizza thing in a long time.
Oh, did you upgrade to Chinese food?
No, I mean I haven't had to send them any food. Like,
well, if you send her Chinese food, you're gonna have to send her a pizza right after.
Like, if I'm being honest, they've mostly been doing okay lately. They haven't
mostly,
because they've been I don't know. I think they ran into some people that they were friendly with at the hotel that they're at now, and they're getting some help from some friends that know them like in person. So like, they've been doing pretty good, and they haven't needed much from me lately.
Joseph Kerwin for $2. Cunstream is 2 for 2 on emotional connection. Oh, yeah, we are.
Emotional, but I mean, like, let me put it this way: like, yes, I admit that I have an emotional investment in it, but I'm also trying to be rational about it.
Great politician.
At the same time, no, I wouldn't be because I don't know. Honestly, I think I'm too honest for it.
You sure?
Yeah, because like I don't know. It just, to me, it's too much mental effort to come up with like a whole story of lies.
2,000 is that too high?
But I mean, for me, it's just like
2,000 is that too high?
I like at once, yes. But like
overall, is 2,000 too high?
Like over time?
Yes.
No.
Over time. 3,000?
Over the time period of about, at least it's been like a year. I don't know. Like I don't know why you're so obsessed with the numbers, because like I said, at the end of the day, it's all my money. And
because it's entertaining to me, Jim. It's weird.
I decide whether or not to spend it. And
you can decide, and
yeah,
that it's interesting.
It may be entertaining to you, but let me just say something that I'm not sure if I've said it though, is that what this is though is you're getting entertainment out of something that is really my personal life, and it's something that's in my personal life. And but like, apart from entertainment, what investment do any of you have in this?
I have zero investment. I never knew anything about this, but it has apparently been made public in some way, shape, or form and shared in a public forum, because otherwise people wouldn't be asking about it.
It has
Why
been.
would you kick entertainment? Why would you kick entertainment right out the door? That is a really good reason. It is the only reason.
I didn't. I just said besides that.
I know you said besides that. That means that then I don't have a reason. That is the reason.
I'm just making the point though that that for most people, for people who never heard of the lewd Trish thing when it was going on, never heard of this person before, and at this point, it's like I said, it's not like she's asking the public for donations anymore. So like, to people who never donated, who never even like retweeted the tweet with the PayPal link in it or whatever, to those people, it shouldn't really matter. Like, I feel like the one person in this world that it should matter to the most, and perhaps the only person it should matter to, is me. And I'm still
too bad, Jim. You're in the public sphere, and when you do weird shit, true. People are going to get interested in it. Why did we talk about Christian Chandler as long as we did? Why did we talk about DSP as long as we did? Why does Medicare do his investigations as much as he does? Why did Leo the Pirate look into, you know what I mean? Like, when we see creepy, weird behavior, People love to investigate it. It's juicy. We want to figure out what's going on. And potentially it could be a disaster that maybe we do need to eventually call out. Maybe this lady thing might try to rip off somebody else.
Man thing?
Jim.
You think she's Marvel Comics' answer to Swamp Thing?
Possibly. Jim, people will go out of their way to create elaborate stories. I'm not kidding about that.
I'm aware of that. I'm not denying that.
That's
I'm
from
just saying that I personally don't believe that that's what's going on in this case. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just going to say.
What up, AP? Why don't he have a wrench? Why don't AP have a wrench? That's my boy right there.
I'm just going to say.
AP the Frog is in the chat. What up, Big
Hell the fuck yes, he is.
How you doing? And I'll get to know you if you can help me get a car. Like, shit. Hi.
Yeah, Kadunt's homeless right now. I just kicked her ass out. Get her a calzone and then some Chinese food. We want French fries on the side, motherfucker. but okay.
No, but
okay.
I understand,
5,
and I actually
5,000. Yeah. It's 5,000 too high.
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's good,
probably. I don't know. I don't do it on like a counting over time scale. I just do it like, how much could I spare this week or whatever before I get my next paycheck.
That's
on you.
Fair enough. It's the same as like
money.
you're super chatting her.
You think I don't spend money on myself? I just spent
more. Do more of that thing.
I just spent like $50 on myself yesterday, just on like digital movies and shit.
Dude, that's fucked up. That's $50 worth of Little Caesars.
You should spend more money on the whale. Buy some Fright Power t-shirts and stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like it's not like I'm really financially hurting all that bad. Like I do okay. You know what I mean? I do okay. I'm not rich. Really I do okay. I'm comfortable.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, Mems is in the chat as well. Hey, Mems, how you doing?
The fuck's Mems doing here?
That was another thing that I was getting into it with people about, because I was talking about how Mems was posting on Twitter about how she lost someone, and people were like being unsensitive pricks and just like, not that surprises me, but bringing her family into some shit with some
welcome to the internet.
Blood sports drama. Yeah, I'm aware. That's why I said not that it surprises me.
I'm a fucking nobody, and Brockus might as well be a nobody as well. And how many times have we been trash talked, Brockus? I mean, I could only expect it getting worse from here.
I get shit on online, on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever it is. I get shit on like every fucking day. It has no effect on me. I don't give a fuck.
And the thing is, Mims lost somebody.
I'm getting shit on right now.
Mims lost somebody. That's really sad, and I feel for her. Okay, how does that change shit?
Well, the thing that I said that in connection with was just, as I said, expressing my opinion that particular drawing that was retweeted by Failure was in bad taste. That's the thing that I was wondering about. Why does my opinions on things have to be treated as though I'm saying it as objective fact? Like, can I just have an opinion about something? Like, hey, I don't like that. Can I just
shit on your opinion, Jim? Why you got to be an asshole and shit on me for shitting on your opinion?
Well, that's it's the circle of shit.
All I want to do, my business and my life is all I want to do is investigate why you sent $4,000 worth of calzones to some Mexican boy in an apartment, and you're fucking shitting on me. That's my life, Jim.
I know, right? God,
that's my business. You got to stay out of the fact that I don't stay out of things.
Yeah, I know. What was I thinking?
Oh dear. Drama.
It's the internet. Drama is going to always exist on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't.
Well, yeah.
I didn't really want to talk about the whole thing, but I guess I felt it was just inevitable, especially because, in the comments, people seeing me and like putting stuff in the chat and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, I will say this to the chat that's trying to shit on Jim. hey, Jim has had the balls to stay here and talk about this shit, and I really appreciate that. You're gonna have differing opinions, Jim. You're gonna have people clashing with you, like me. But you're still here and you're talking about your points. Like, chat. At least give him that credit. I give you that credit, sir. There's a lot of people that just wouldn't jump in here and have me or Brockus question them. And
in all honesty, if you actually are willing to come up on, to talk about the very controversial things that are surrounding your name, surrounding your character, surrounding your person, if you are willing to actually come onto a chat that is known for being somewhat controversial or known for being a shit show, whatever the case might actually be, if you're willing to come onto a show like this, then yes, I will pay respects to you. If you continue to be a little shit about things afterwards, I might not respect you so much, but I will still respect you for the fact that you came on and actually talked to us about these things. AP the Prog is actually kind of pissed off and saying that you keep bringing all this shit up, dumbass, and I'm not so sure that's actually true. AP, it was brought up by somebody from the chat through, what was it, an app reply for us, or was it an actual super chat?
I don't remember.
I forget how the thing. No, I think I brought it up.
No.
It
was me. I read it in the chat. I had read it in the chat.
Let's we've beaten this to death, I think. Let's wrap this up by saying this subject, at least, by saying, Jim, you're cool for sticking around. You got some balls. I think you're fucking weird, but let's move on.
Nothing in my life could ever be accused of being conventional. So, if
all right, well, okay, take the fedora off, calm down. Let's just move on from the fucking subject.
Yeah, okay. I think it's been covered enough, probably.
Yeah, probably. Okay, what are we gonna talk about next?
I don't know. Actually, it looks like the chat is still very interested in getting Jim's blood here. I'm not so sure if we're gonna.
There's nowhere else we can go with this, guys. I mean, I could try to get the exact.
Well, I could go on Internet Blood Sports.
I can try to get the exact figure. Was it 4,500? Is that right?
No, I don't. Like I said, I wasn't counting.
Okay. Did you send money to what was it, to get her a computer setup or some shit, or was it just for rent or what?
All right, if you must know, a majority of the money that I sent was so that they could pay for the room. And by the way, I've seen at least screen caps of the money going into the being when they sent it from PayPal to I think it was hotels.com or something, and they showed the money paying for the hotel basically.
I'm just imagining fat 40-year-old dudes smoking crack over pizza.
God damn it. AP the Frog had said, Jim, you have no balls, but you're a sexy man.
There you go.
I know. Continue to actually say that that he's just here to actually tell everybody that they're all sexy. And I got to say, AP, that is actually very kind of you to actually say. I'm going to go ahead and return that. You are looking damn good yourself, sir. You are looking sexy as fuck, Big Pimpin'.
Yeah, I never wanted to see AP and Ghastly. Unfortunately, I did, and then they just embraced it, and they're good-looking guys.
Oh, yeah. AP.
I would touch AP's pee-pee.
Sexy frog.
I see Magog of Morscar is in the chat.
Oh yeah,
and he said that he and I did a collaboration once, which is true. I bet he's regretting that now.
I actually heard, Brockus, wasn't it you that told me that you enjoyed that collab?
Oh yeah,
it was a good one.
I did enjoy that collab. That was actually a very good collab. It was funny as fuck. The banter between Magog and Jim was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
very good insults.
Yeah,
AP said this would let you touch his pee.
Okay, I can die. I'm happy now. My internet hero.
AP, I just want to know, did Ghastly ever actually answer you? Because I never got that confirmation. Does he like what he saw when he was staring at your hole? I'm just saying that was never answered.
Huh.
But Jim, what was the collaboration with you and Magog?
Yeah, that was it was a response to the Dennis Prager video about objective morality, and some people thought that video was stupid because I didn't go like, oh no, there is an objective morality without God, because there isn't an objective morality regardless. But my point was that my whole point for wanting to do the video is that Dennis Prager was making it out that, well, if you don't believe in God, there's no objective morality, and then it's just fucking chaos, and you can do whatever you want. It's like,
oh my God, I think I saw that video. It was a good one.
There's other kinds of morality. Yeah, and
it was a very good one.
It was a good one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite all the shit we're giving Jim tonight, I gotta say,
hey, we got the bearing.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Yo.
You got questions, sir? Are you in an investigative mood, or are you just chilling?
Oh, no, wait, hold on here. Bearing, Jim, Bearing.
No, we've met.
Yes, we have met, Bearing. It's good to be on a stream.
Oh, and Shackle's alive.
Let's not decide right now when Bearing pops in for all of us to just fucking start talking and turn into a shit show. We got Bearing.
Yes, that's not as big a deal as it used to be. But
Shots fired, medic.
Yeah, the total drama island Bearing was better.
I did better for the old Avatar.
I'm still pissed because I never got to do a collab with Bearing.
Didn't we? I thought didn't we do a collab?
No, we never did. I think we talked about it once way back when we were on a stream with Failure, and then it never actually materialized.
Right. So how did you get into this situation, Jim? How did this all start?
Well, it all started a long time ago.
In a land far away.
Well, honestly, if I want to go back to the very beginning, it happened one day when I was off of work and I was just perusing YouTube, and I saw that Charming Man 93 was having a stream, that he was doing a stream, and I tuned into that, and he happened to mention in said stream, he happened to mention Lewd Trish, and Lewd Trish on Twitter, and talking about how she retweets a lot of porn and stuff. So I was like, oh, that sounds good, because at the time I didn't realize that there's actually lots of porn on Twitter. So I went and I followed her, and the stuff that she retweeted I liked, so I started talking to her via DMs, and that's kind of the very beginning of it. And then started trying to help her out with her the whole homelessness thing, but
and so she was moving interstate or something with her family, and the sale fell through. Is that right? And she's living in motels or something now. Is that the story?
Yeah, pretty much. And they've said that, like, after they get settled and really find a place, they're gonna start looking into legal action against the I believe it was like a real estate investor who kind of screwed them over there and was like the whole reason they were homeless in the first place. But it was basically like that. Because they were moving from state to state, and not just like adjacent states, like states that are pretty far from each other, Texas and Florida, I believe. And then so they couldn't go back, and they were basically the real estate investor, whoever it is, just like completely ghosted them, like just basically disappeared, more or less. Didn't answer their calls, that kind of thing. But
so the first thing that comes to mind is, I mean, usually when a real estate deal is done, a deposit is paid, and if this investor guy has just gone the ghost, if he's just disappeared, then typically he'd lose his deposit. So shouldn't there be like 5 or 10% of the property value just forfeited and straight into their bank account? Did that not happen?
I don't know that specific into it, to be honest with you. I'm not sure.
Hey, Barry.
Did you
real quick?
Yeah.
Ask Jim why he hasn't talked with her or seen her on video.
Well, you heard the question, Jim. Why?
I answered this before.
I think Barry would like to hear it.
I feel like I know what the reaction is going to be, and I just
deal with it.
I don't want to. It's because she's mute. All right.
Yeah. No, look, I'm not necessarily here to make a mockery of you. I just want to understand what's going on.
That's so sad the way you said it.
Did you do
because
you did a couple of you did a couple of charity streams for this girl, didn't you?
I did one. I had planned on doing more at the time, but I only ever ended up doing one. I did make a couple of like videos about it, like edited videos, but as far as like live streams, I only did one.
And so have people apart from yourself donated their money to this girl's cause?
Yeah, some people. I don't know all of who donated. I mean, she might have that information, but yes, at some point, yeah.
No, I don't expect that you would know everyone who donated, but what I'm getting at is if the public have donated and there's some question as to the authenticity of this girl, then don't you sort of owe the public, that as much surety as you can give them about this chick? I mean, because it sounds dodgy as fuck. I mean, you got to admit it sounds as dodgy as all shit.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
And so why are you? What gives you this faith? Why do you think there's nothing suspicious happening? Why do you have such faith?
Well, it's hard to really put my finger on just like one thing in particular. It's just kind of an accumulation of a lot of time invested communicating with her and with her family. And I've at the very least talked to her family on video chats and on the phone and stuff like that.
But she won't go on camera.
Right.
Why?
But I mean, well, because she doesn't want to. She feels incredibly pressured. She also has I believe PTSD and social anxiety, something. But I just I just don't really. I never really felt like pressuring her to do it, and like, I mean, the way I saw it, like I was saying before, it's been shown to me to a reasonable degree that there is a homeless family involved. So from my perspective, and this is just from my perspective, the only thing that hasn't been proven 100% is that the person that I've been talking to is a woman. The homeless thing has been, at least from my perspective, proven to a reasonable degree. So that's not
the important thing. I mean, don't you wouldn't it be good to sort of to prove it to yourself that this chick is who she's saying she is, so you can tell all of us, motherfuckers, I told you, go fuck yourself. I mean,
yes, and I want to do that so bad.
Well, then do it. There's ways you can do it.
Well, I'm not going to do that until I have that 100% certainty. I feel close to it, but I'm
that's
just,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
there.
saying. Get that 100% certainty.
And that's what I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there.
How?
through just continuing to, get to know them more, as in like the entire family, and possibly, it's not a guarantee, but possibly going to visit them in person. It's possible.
So when's that going to happen?
Well, I don't want to say specifically, but hopefully that will happen within the next few months.
So I mean, I was in the chat before, sort of rolling out a few suggestions. Why haven't you got like a photo of her next to the motel sign, or like have you rang the motel that they say they're staying at and asked for the family's room? Like, I mean, like what sort of concrete sort of basis do you have to say that there is a homeless family that
what steps have you taken to ascertain whether or not she's telling the truth?
There was a video chat where myself and a few other people who are close to Trish saw the kind of the outside area of the hotel. The Wi-Fi was kind of shitty, but there enough of it was visible that you could tell where they were.
So and you saw a hotel?
Yes.
What does that prove? I could go and stream a hotel.
I don't want to say it again because
he said earlier
there's going to be jokes, but I've
been in and out all night.
I made online orders, multiple online orders over the period of, I don't know, several months, to the same hotel address, to the same hotel room.
You also said earlier that you had gotten hold on.
You got things delivered to the hotel room. So okay, that means that if it is in fact a she, is staying at the hotel.
Yes.
That still doesn't,
for a time period of several months.
It still doesn't identity.
He'd also had a video of. He'd also gotten a phone video of her waving her hand.
That was part of the video chat. That was at the front. They had the webcam on in the front of the hotel, and during one of those, she kind of waved her hand in front of the camera briefly.
Chamber is actually in the chat once again asking if you've ever called the hotel or motel, whatever the hell it is, and asked her for her by name. Like whatever her real name is, because I don't think Lewd Trish is really her name, and that is a weird fucking name, by the way.
Yeah, I would hope her name.
It's probably not a name
that borders on child abuse.
Yeah.
Her first name is Lewd. Her last name is Trish.
I would question things like, okay, we're gonna need a name for the reference on the hotel.
I'm just thinking of Mo.
You don't have her first or last name.
Mo from Simpsons. Do we have a Lewd Trish?
All that you can be sure of is that you've had pizza delivered to someone who is staying at a hotel multiple times, and they waved at you in a video stream.
Yeah, but
I mean
what I mean is that, and I've said this before, that is, from my perspective, I have reasonable evidence to support that there is a homeless family that I'm interacting with on a regular basis, and that I've also spoken to them on the phone and stuff. So to me, the only thing that's really in question is
hang on, how do you know that there's a homeless family? How are you sure of that? Is there something that you're not telling us, or
because of the video chats where we saw them at the hotel?
You saw them. I thought you saw a motel courtyard and someone wave.
And because I sent pizzas to the same hotel room, and because I've also sent on occasion money to help with the room, which was then shown to me on screen caps going to, like, I think it was hotels.com or, you know, digital payments for.
Yeah, but again, you've had pizza delivered to someone who's staying at a hotel, and you've helped pay for that hotel. Have you had a video chat with the dad and said, "Oh, hi, Trisha's dad. I'm Jim. Pleased to meet you." Like, have you had a
there is no dad in the picture, but her mom, I've done that with. Her brother,
Joseph
I've
Kerr
done
with
that with.
$2. Her real name is Tilly Law.
I'm sure that's a joke. I just don't get it. I guess I'm not informed, but yeah, I basically I did exactly what you just said with her mom, her brother, and her I guess sister-in-law, like her brother's like fiance, wife, something. I'm not sure if they're legally married, but and then during said video calls there was also the couple other members of her family, her what did she say she is, like a stepsister or something, and her stepsister's kid.
Okay, so then they were in the hotel room, or
sexy?
They were outside of it because the Wi-Fi wasn't very good in like inside the room.
They were in the book depository, across from the grassy knoll.
No, they were like right outside the room.
There was obviously two shooters, Jim.
They were like right outside the room. Like you could see the door like opening, and like her mom went like in and out of the room a couple times.
God damn it! Who let the wizard in?
I specifically told AP, do not make me regret it, and then he invites Magog.
That's so crazy. How did Magog get here?
Oh no, wait, it wasn't. Never mind.
Hey guys, I'm not Magog.
Oh, hi, Failure.
Yeah, we got failure.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
Dude, his failure impression's the best.
Now, Jim, if I can ask, how would you describe your relationship with Lewd Trish?
Well, I would just call her Trish, honestly. But I would say it's romantic in nature.
Kinky.
That was my next question. So is there a future promise of pussy? Is there like a is there
is it an emotional connection or a sexual one?
Are you trying to butt fuck her or just emotionally?
What I would
all you can guarantee at this point is a hand job with greasy oil on it from Pizza Hut. It's got to.
You know what I mean? Like, is the intention the direction that this is all going in, that you two have like a romantic interest in each other? Is that what's happening?
I think that's fair to say.
So
how do you know
what you like to at some point? Like? Yeah.
Yes, please describe the lovely young lady.
How do I know what she looks like?
Yeah,
because I've seen pictures.
I thought
those are pictures. I can send you pictures of fucking like some Brad Pitt looking motherfucker. Okay. Don't mean it's me.
We all know it's not you.
I'm aware.
What do the butt cheeks look like?
So she's prepared to send you pictures like past pictures, like this is a picture of me, but she's not prepared to send you like a current picture of her standing outside the motel.
It seems very sketchy.
That seems really odd. That seems really.
I don't know. I don't know that they have access to a working camera. I know that. I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. It sounds fishy.
Hey, you can ask any motherfucker with a fucking phone. Hey, take my picture and email it to me.
Mate, I've got. If I counted the cameras in the room I'm sitting in, that'd be fucking 30 cameras. I reckon. Everyone's.
You're a fucking YouTube guy. Of course, you have a bunch of cameras.
I joined this conversation to side with Jim the Ape. I personally have a fictional girlfriend in Canada, and it's a wonderful relationship.
Are you talking about the suspected
Magog
you have with Samaj? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Samaj is mine, and I will fight you for him, Magog.
I'm going to retract my earlier statement on saying that catfishing is the inappropriate term for what's happening here, because you just proved me wrong.
Yeah, Jim. Matthew in the chat makes a good point. He mentions that Failure said something about the pictures that you got were of a dead girl or something.
That's not something I've heard.
I mean, I saw it because that was part of like the whole like article thing, but I didn't see definitive proof of that.
What article? What article? What are we talking
about? Well, there was some article that was written, one of those kind of exposed articles that, you know, purports to prove that that Trish is a catfish, and you know she's really a guy, and you know here's all this information about it. But to me, like when I read through it, basically there was like little tidbits of what I would call circumstantial evidence at best, and most of it was just
cut you off, Jim. But can I ask
most of it was just storytelling.
Very basic question that I don't think anyone's asked yet. Have you bothered to like reverse search the images?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Okay, and nothing turned up.
Right. It wasn't like, oh, here's this person on Instagram. No, it was just like empty results.
Okay, that's.
Are they?
Where was the article? Who wrote the article? Where was this article that you're talking
about? It was some guy calling himself Catfish Season, like, oh, you know, clearly an unbiased person who, you know, doesn't have an agenda. But I don't have the link to it anymore because it's kind of been like, I don't know, the article itself might be like a really long time, like several months to maybe a year old. I don't know if it's quite that old, but yeah, it's been around for a while.
And so did this article claim that the photos that you were sent of this lewd Trish were actually of a dead girl or something? Like, fill me in.
That was the claim, but I'm not 100% sure because, like, if I recall correctly, it basically correlated the pictures that were associated with, you know, with the whole lewd Trish thing, and that.
Can I ask you something?
The ones that were somewhat public associated that with like a blurry picture of someone who may have looked kind of similar, but it wasn't really definitive that it was the same person.
Yeah, but you can usually tell if it's the same photo. Like even if it's blurry, like, you know,
it wasn't the same photo. It was just like
same background.
It was just like it was just presented like, oh, this is the same person as in this photo, and the photo of the supposedly dead girl was like blurry or something.
The real question, Jim, is
even if it was a photo of a dead girl.
Hold on. If Pizza Girl is a trap, are you gay?
Can I ask something? Since I've been pretty quiet besides my joke. Man, I was joking, Jim.
That's okay.
Can I ask you a question? Have you recently taken over Lewd Trish's Patreon and is running it for her?
No.
Okay. I've got this this Patreon page here called Ariel Panty Kitty, and it says, a new update, Trish. I'm going to be changing options a little bit for maybe a long while. For those who don't know, I have befriended someone who I came to love. She's homeless, a very unfair circumstance. Right. Her and her family, a total of 6, have been homeless for a long time, and their circumstance doesn't let them get out of their situation. Whether you believe her story or not, I now run not only my Patreon, but hers. So I'm going to set things up a little differently. Lewd featured art will be posted here for my patrons to be able to download in full res, and so on and so forth. So this person, Ariel Panty Kitty, has taken over Trish's Patreon and is raising money for her and claims to be in love with her, and talks about the total of 6 family members who are homeless and everything. Does this sound like the same Lewd Trish? Because that's a little off. This Ariel person claims to be in love with Trish too.
Ariel.
Are you Ariel, Jim?
No.
I'm actually
no, but
familiar with
Ariel was actually on the stream that I did almost a year ago for Trish, the charity stream, and she was at the time she was helping with, you know, creating a Patreon to try and sort of come up with a way so that people could give money and help, but also get something in return. Because that's one thing about Trish is that she hates just like asking for money, hates just like asking for help. She likes to be able to offer something in return. And
wink, wink.
You know, most of the time she's not really able to because
what does she offer? What does she
circumstances of her situation. Well, in the case of the Patreon, it was, you know, like, you know, it was like lewd artwork and you know, sort of NSFW type stuff. One of them.
Don't you find it strange that she shut her Patreon down and let a wholly other person take it over for her? And you don't, you know, like all this situation seems a little odd to me that multiple people are claiming to be in love with this person and is going out of their way to raise money for them and all this stuff and run a Patreon page and get donations and get people. And I only come on the stream. I requested to come on the stream. I was teasing in the chat that I wanted to be invited because I friended you and followed you on Twitter after we did our collab. I even shilled out Lewd Trish, and it came back to bite me in the ass because I got a lot of comments on a video when I was like, go and help her out. Here's her link, her PayPal link and everything. I got a lot of comments saying people were like, this is fishy. This is weird. I did like a backlog search and this person doesn't fucking exist and all this stuff. And I'm just throwing it out there, man. It seems a little weird. That other people are taking over, raising money and everything for this person. Other people are in love with this person. Other people are doing this and this and that and this and that for this person, and nobody's ever seen her on camera. And apparently,
she's that I don't have my pizzas.
Guys, Solvis for $2 asks, "Is Jim Trish?"
Oh,
what a twist!
No, actually, I just recently got some information, some inside information. I will not actually divulge who my insider is, but they just informed me that Trish apparently recently purchased a laptop with Patreon money from a Patreon that I'm not going to name as well, but a Patreon that has been donated to. And again, that money was used to actually purchase a laptop. What
you need a laptop to feed your family.
Made in the last 10 years does not have a camera on it.
You need that laptop. How are you going to get a roof over your head without a laptop, Brockus?
And this is not a hate on Jim stream. We're trying to look out for you, bro, man. Something's fishy here.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that. Oh, there's nothing weird about this, and I'm not saying
I'm not hating on him. I'm just shitting.
And
on
I'm not
him
saying that there's
weird.
nothing. I'm not saying that there's nothing to be suspicious about. I'm just saying, like, nothing is definitively proven one way or the other. And I, of course, I am particularly invested in trying to get to the truth.
But it doesn't sound like you are, man. It really sounds like you've got a reluctance to get to the truth. It sounds like you're really hoping that she's real and that this is all true.
You're taking a lot for granted. You are trusting her far more than I think most people would reasonably do.
Do we need to get you a girl, Jim? Do you just need a girl?
No.
Do you just need to put your pee-pee in a little hole and you'll be refreshed? You'll stop sending calzones immediately.
Contrary to popular opinion, vaginas are not magic.
Like seriously,
well, they're magic enough to send $4,500.
I can understand people being shy
$4,500
to go on camera sort of thing to the
Yeah,
public.
you didn't hear me.
But if she's going to meet you and be like romantically attached to you, then surely she'd be comfortable to take a photo of herself and send it to just you on the basis that it's to remain private. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you do that? Like, if she's too timid to do that, then how's she going to fuck you?
Yeah, Jim, I asked you about numbers. And I got to 5,000 and 5,000 overall.
Hold
on. 5,000 was the number that you finally said that might be too high. So $4,500 for a greasy hand job from a Pizza Hut plate.
I get you're trying to make this into a big fucking joke just because I sent pizza a couple of times over a year.
No. Listen,
I
Jim,
find it funny.
I'm gonna be fucking serious with you right now, because there's a lot of information that is being brought up that seems really fishy, and honestly, I think that you have your heart generally in the right place. You're trying to do something that you feel is nice, but she could be, or he, because I don't know. I don't know the pictures. I don't want to know. I don't care. But this person could be playing you hard, really hard. And I think that's shit to do to somebody who's doing something out of the kindness of their heart. And I want you to have the right information and the right amount of truth. And I want you to fucking search this shit up as best as you can and look into this and talk to her about it and be like, hey, so what the fuck is up with this Patreon that's going on by this panty person or whoever the fuck that was? Like, what the fuck is going on? You need to fucking question this shit, and you need to stop sending money.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. If you want the true test, you don't even have to try to Google or hire a private detective. If you just tell her, hey, I ran into some financial trouble, I can't give any more money, I'm so sorry. See what happens.
Hey guys, I'm gonna bounce. Good luck with it all, Jim. I don't think she's real, mate. I seriously don't. I think you gotta open your eyes, buddy.
Thanks for joining us, Baring.
Thanks, Baring.
Thanks for having me. Right, see you guys
later, Baring.
Later.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jim. If you cut off the fucking money, her reaction will kind of tell you what the deal is.
Yeah, because it's also interesting. When you introduced me to Trish after we did our collab, and I followed you on Twitter and you followed me, and we DM'd a little bit, and you gave me the link and was like, can you help my friend out? And I was happy to do that. You know, I genuinely just kind of took your word for it. I looked at her page and was just like, oh, somebody falling on hard times, I like to help out.
Yeah.
But that happened. God, I don't even think I was at, a large amount of subs yet. I was still a small channel. So that had to have been at least 10, 11 months ago. Are you telling me they haven't gotten their shit together yet in almost a year? Like 6 people all living together. Nobody can find a job. Like nobody can do anything. I don't understand. I really don't.
A couple of them work. At least one of them
living in a hotel, man.
They
could at least get a trailer.
They have stuff that goes into like storage fees, like
but they wouldn't have any of that if they moved.
Right. Well,
hotels are expensive to stay in.
They moved and then they had to put a lot of their stuff in storage. Because they didn't have a house to put it in, but they
need to have a yard sale.
They are potentially close though to getting a place. So this all actually may be over soon. And to be fair, I think I said it before, but I haven't actually given like a large amount of money to help pay for the room in a while, like probably a few weeks or something like that. It's been a while.
Okay, Jim, I'm telling you right now, you need to fucking listen. This person is scamming you. What Magog just posted, because I just went back with Twitter advanced search, the Twitter handle Lou Trish, that is the same fucking Twitter I kept retweeting for you months back. I literally was emotionally catfished. My husband can verify this. I still have the text messages of this woman that fed me so.
You're gonna have to explain. Emotionally catfished.
Okay, pretty much. Okay, yeah.
By the way, everybody, welcome to Chambers of the Heart.
Nobody welcomed her. She's been here many times before. She's been welcomed enough.
See how you is. Anyways, during the DO5 situation, I put out a video about my car, which is now junked. I had a woman reach out to me offering to help me with my car. And so I thought at first it was a scam, talked to my husband about it. And I started talking to this woman. We talked for hours. And then it got to the point to where she started to go through my poetry. And because I'm a past sexual abuse victim, she passed herself off as a female domestic abuse counselor. And I believed her. And so we would have these quote unquote sessions, counseling sessions. She would talk to my husband. My husband was skeptical of her the entire time. But because I was emotional and I was vulnerable due to that situation, I wouldn't listen. I got into arguments with my dad about this woman. It was that bad. And then it got to the point where this woman kept making up excuses as to why she couldn't come down here to deliver the car she was quote unquote supposed to deliver. It went from kidnapping, it went from a grandchild supposedly dying to her liver failing. I mean, because she contacted me through 3 different numbers. I still have all the damn text messages. Contacted me through 3 different numbers pretending to be her aunt and her daughter. And the story would correlate all together, things like that. My point is, I started to dig, and when I started to dig, she started to kind of try to cut me off because I found she had a criminal record and had several last names, and I did this with her over the phone, and then it got to the point where she was feeding me this bullshit of her being in the hospital and possibly dying. And when I started to run ask her family members, she was engaged to 2 men at the same time. They didn't know anything about each other. I talked to her mom. Her mom had no idea what the fuck was going on and told me she was a pathological liar. One of her fiancés told me she lived a double life, and I was told to call the police station in her area. And I got told by the sheriff's department she was a pathological liar. What Magog just found, you are getting played, and it's going to mentally fuck with you. This is why I beg you to get on.
Chambers, be clear.
Sorry,
Magog. Who is that?
Before you cut off Chambers, I have to cut off your cutting off of Chambers. Baring wanted to ask one more thing he forgot to ask. If the real estate investor ghosted and pulled out of the property deal, why can't they go back to their home?
Because
they can't get that, like, they can't make the trip that way with all their, because they still have their stuff in storage. They're several states away. It's, it's the distance between Texas and Florida is quite a drive, and they only have, like, they do have a car now, but it's like kind of a small one, and it's kind of an older one because it was like the best that they could get. And what else? And I don't even know. I don't know all the details of like the real estate deal, but basically it would not be possible for them to make the trip back to where they came from.
Yeah, if I had an empty house waiting for me, I'd fucking find a way.
And here's the thing, to answer
homeless versus
but like I said, they're close to potentially getting a place where they are anyway. So hopefully, again, fingers crossed, hopefully that works out. And like I said, this may all be over soon. And
But what I was going to ask Chambers is, she went on that tirade about somebody who promised to help her get a car, and then all this shifty shit happened. My
point is,
that's what I was thinking.
I'm about to answer this. My point is, the reason why I brought up, because the same signs of all this feeding sobbers and things like that is the same signs that Lou Trish, or this person acting as Lou Trish, is giving you. You are getting played, and that's why I recognize the signs as more and more and more. And it's like, holy crap, I've had this happen to me. She keeps making up all these excuses to why she won't show you her face, why her voice. I highly doubt this is a mute person. I highly doubt this person has a camera phobia. And like I said, the Patreon
it does seem like a lot of shit at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I brought. Oh, go ahead. My apologies.
It's okay. Hexagonal Lamb 02 for $1.99. I didn't realize that you
just call it $2. We'll round it up for him.
$2. When did you pull out of the deal?
Oh. What?
When did he pull out of the deal? Can we get some?
He's talking about the real estate person.
Oh, okay, yeah. When was that?
When did that real estate thing happen? Was it last year? Was it 2 months ago? Was it?
It was probably. I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say like roughly 2 years ago. Roughly.
We're talking about real estate triggering.
I'm not 100% sure because like I say in my videos, I'm no expert. Like I'm no real estate expert, so I'm not sure exactly how that all works. But I think timeline wise, I think it was about 2 years ago, maybe a little more than that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely fishy.
I'm trying to be
Yes, the problem here is
people
we're not
don't just
seeing-
pull
we're
out
not
a real
seeing-
estate deals.
We're not seeing a coherent motive. That's why we're probing.
Yeah, there seems to be something, because like, okay, if it was a real estate deal, which means it wasn't a bank foreclosure, right? Under the fucking regulations, FDIC regulations, the note holder on the house has to prove whether it is a rental or residential property within a certain amount of time after a real estate sale. If there was no real estate sale and they were not foreclosed on, then they still hold a note on the house, which means they have not paid property taxes on a house for years, and they haven't lived in it. It's essentially an abandoned property.
Yeah,
what
I mean,
the hell?
I don't know. I don't know what happened with the house after that went down. I just lack the information about that. Like I lack the expertise to really.
Well, then I definitely would look into it, my friend.
Chamber, what the fuck is going on in your house?
Oh, I do apologize. It's my husband. He can get a little bit loud, but that is a good question. Somebody mentioned in the chat why they'll spend his money on a hotel room instead of spending it to go to a house or rent down the place.
That's easily explainable. I don't buy the story at all, but it's a lot easier to get the small amount to pay the day by day for a hotel than the large amount required for
a house. Yeah,
for the travel.
And especially like when there were more people helping out, it was easier to just get the money in smaller amounts from multiple donators instead of asking the same person.
Can you tell me how much they're paying a night for this hotel? Is it like a Roach Motel? Is it $20 a fucking night? Does it pay by the hour because there's hookers everywhere, or is it a nice hotel? You've seen pictures of it. What is it?
It's not a by the hour place. It's a kind of day by day thing, and the prices kind of vary a little bit. Like it's not.
No, they don't.
It's not exactly.
Motels don't do that. They don't vary. They don't vary prices.
Yeah,
if someone's staying at their
consistent time. They're not changing it from day to day.
I'm sorry, I don't know a single fucking hotel owner who would allow that.
At least they didn't.
We have another super chat, guys.
Yeah. Wait until Jim's done talking, then we'll get to that.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I would say at least they. Well, I would say they were probably, for the most part. It seemed like, and at one point she showed me on the website there was like the website had like calendar, like a calendar, and like.
Just give me a best guesstimate. How much are they paying a month? Do you think to stay at this hotel?
Well, I think it might be different now because they.
It doesn't matter. Give me the lowest.
Jesus,
give me the
Jim,
lowest.
Come on.
They worked out some kind of. I'm not good with
low end.
Give me the low end of the last time she talked to you about this and said this is what we're paying. Just give me the number. $20 a night.
I think it very very roughly, and this
so
could
that's
vary.
600 a month. That would be much better. Yes.
So at the lowest, $20 a day.
Jesus.
Yeah, at the lowest, $20 a day, and that's at the lowest, $20 a day for.
I think it was something more like 60.
Okay, so $60 a day, $60
right. Doesn't help your case, but okay.
Time 300.
That's more than fucking rent.
It's $21,900 a year.
But it's but it's like in order to get a place, you don't just start paying like, oh, I'll just pay this you don't pay rent like daily. You have to put like a down payment on this person,
shit. So why not help them get the down payment? So
you have to have like a bulk sum of money, and it's way more money than Trish would ever ask me for.
Well, Candlejack for €2 says, as a PI, I advise you to hire one to pay a visit. And go ahead. Sorry about that, Chamber.
No, you're fine. Here's a question: did Lou Trish ever play with you on Steam?
Oh,
play a video game with me on Steam?
Did you guys? Yes. Did you guys ever use Steam?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna post something in the link. This is a status. Oh my God, dude. This just keeps getting. Oh crap! I don't have a rank.
Thing, Chambers.
Okay, it's a screenshot. Let's see. Lou Trish is back under Spookophilia. The Steam account provided to send games is Lou Trish's account, Steam Communities profile, 76561. Beware. The catfish scam of begging for money and Steam games is run by Joseph Holdcraft with the aid of Jessica Hillstone. Holdcraft has a history of pretending to be girls for money, including pretending to be his dead love interest to raise money for surgery and using pictures of his ex-girlfriend whom he was abusive to scam thousands of dollars. Do not give money or Steam games to this account. Please make sure no one else does. I just typed in Lou Trish to Google and I got this.
Yeah, so
I'm aware that that's the claim. I'm just saying that hasn't been like that hasn't.
You're getting fucked with.
First off, Chambers, when's this from? Was this from before Jim was involved with Trish? Or?
October 22nd of 2017.
Is that before Jim or?
Definitely after.
That's after Jim.
After. Okay. Yeah. So there's the chance it could be related to this shit. It could be related to the article, shit like that.
Oh, Nick Monroe. I found the article. Oh. Wow, he was tweeting about it back then too. Holy crap, I missed that.
The problem is, Jim, too, you're complaining about people having claims when you're just going off claims.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trusting Trish's claims over somebody else's.
You're trusting her a lot more than you should.
Why? When you've never even seen their face besides still pictures. They could be personal pictures. Don't get me wrong. A Google reverse search won't reveal anything, but they could be, like that article says, pictures of his ex-girlfriend or something.
Like I've talked with Magog personally. He's a nice guy.
Here's my face, right?
No, hold on.
And you can see right now my mouth moving with the fucking sounds coming out. That's confirmation that I'm this guy.
Let him talk.
But you're not scared of video. But like, no, if Magog asked me for money or help, I'd be skeptical as fuck. Even though I like the guy and I know him a little bit, and I've seen his face.
Well too.
Speaking of, I need some money.
Yeah, you need some pizza.
Zell, give me money, damn it.
Yeah, fuck off. See, that's how it works, Jim. That's how that works. That interaction.
I'm aware.
Fuck off.
I'm aware that I have the option to say no. And
Jim, you keep claiming but you keep Jim, you keep claiming that you're part of this. You consider yourself a skeptic. Why is it? I know that you formed this emotional connection, and you say you've gotten to talk to her family, and you talked with her on a daily basis, but there's still a lot of things that are out there right now that are saying you need to tap into your skepticism when it comes to her.
I'd say it's not just that, it's about a reasonable doubt. I mean, there's enough evidence at least to raise a reasonable enough doubt not to meet these people in real life and give them any more money. You can support them in other ways. Just, see how they react to you coming into a different financial situation. You can no longer help them out. Like, you don't have to back out of it completely and be like, you're a bitch. I know you're lying to me. But man, I mean, there's enough reasonable doubt.
Back out gently. I don't have the money. I'm sorry. I can't spare anything.
Your pull-out game is weak, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at Brockus right now. Stare at Brockus. He's sitting there silently. He's got his camera on, but he's not making a fucking sound. He's not moving.
My biggest worry
even that isn't proof that he's him.
My biggest worry is what you talked about, saying you were potentially even going to meet them in real life and stuff. You gave them some money. Okay, I get that.
You're going to get robbed. They're going to steal your liver.
You can cut your losses and run on that and everything like that. But man, if you meet these people in person and they turn out not to be what you think they are, and something fucked up happens, I'm going to feel bad if I didn't say anything. So I'm saying it now.
Fair enough. I know I know especially me, I come off harsh, but Jim, I just don't want anything bad to happen to you. You seem like a nice guy.
I know.
You really do.
I know. I know the
You're
risks.
an asshole, but I like you, so whatever.
I know the risks. Yeah, I know. It's I am an asshole, but I know the risks, and I'm trying to balance. Trying not to.
Did my God just enter?
Did you freeze because AP showed up?
I'm not here to roast you, dude. I'm not here to roast you. I promise you.
Trying not too hard to.
Oh, AP,
Hello,
what up?
AP wants to save you. He's being chill.
Let Jim finish.
I'm trying not. I'm
When
trying.
he's done, I'll talk. He just paused because I got here, so no need to pause. Ignore that I showed up. When it comes to my turn again, I swear to God, I'm not gonna say anything bad to or about you, dude. I want to help you out.
Oh,
That's very noble. But what I was saying was that just like I don't want to go too far to one side where like I'm still, let me put it this way. I have what I believe to be the case, but I still try to examine it, and I still try to, question it and see if it does, see if it fits, see if it passes muster or not. And granted, there is a lot of information, a lot of stuff that that I can only vaguely recount to you. Like I can't show you in imperfect detail all of the information that I've gotten over the past year or so. So there's a lot of stuff that is in my memory, but it is not accessible to anyone else. So it's but I don't want to go. I don't want to say that with 100% certainty that I believe her, but I also don't want to say, oh well, I think she's lying to me. I think she's not who she says she is. But because of that emotional investment, it can be kind of hard to strike that balance. So,
would you say that an appropriate replacement for the word investment, maybe sort of, I'll go so far as to say a synonymous relationship, would be connection?
An emotional connection.
An emotional connection.
Exactly.
That is a thing, apparently.
I do have an idea, and this will be the test whether or not this person, Lou Trish, actually cuts you off.
Brock has the best shirt of all time.
I do.
You need to get her first and last name, and you need to verify that she's there at the hotel. Because when you start digging, and this happened when I did this with Valerie, her name is out there. She started to back away from me. And I didn't catch it at the time, but looking back at it, going, yeah, when I started digging, she started to try to cut me off. So I'm serious. You need to get her first and last name and verify she's out, because that's going to be the true test whether or not she starts to back off from you.
We have another super chat real quick. Joseph Kerwin for $2 says, I am Trishicus.
Oh.
Jim the Ape, we've never met. I'm AP the Frog. We have the same middle name, so I assume you're good people.
Yeah, just like Henry VIII and Kermit the Frog.
I originally came here tonight when I came to the chat to put two in your head for the fucking family, for your beef with Don Feliore. But after listening to your story, no, that's not what I'm going to do.
Now he's got to put two in your head just out of mercy.
No, he must live.
Twist.
He must live to do the right thing, man. Like,
Twist.
yeah, it really. I mean, maybe I had to smoke so much weed to listen to that whole story that now I'm all soft-hearted and I'm like, oh, this poor guy. Let me tell you what's going on, man. And I've seen the other side of this fucking world that you're getting scammed from. There's a couple of chicks. There's probably 2 chicks and 3 dudes in a fucking hotel room right now scamming the fuck out of you. This is the reality of what's going on, and no one. I see people dancing around, kind of telling you because there's no evidence and all that shit, and I get that. I may be totally wrong. I'm not, but I might be. Buddy, you are getting taken by a bunch of fucking crackheads. This happens all the fucking time over the internet, dude. And it's not because you're a bad dude. It's not because you're a sucker. It's not none of that
it's
shit.
Because you're a good fucking dude.
You're a good. I've listened to you fucking talk for an hour now, dude. You're a good-hearted dude, and you're very trusting. And those aren't bad things in life, but they are bad things on the internet. They will get you taken advantage of just as quick on the internet as it will in fucking prison. And you are getting ass raped right now.
But here's a question that I would have for you though. If if this really is a scam and I'm like the only one, almost the only one giving any amount
$4,500
to it, then why the fuck are
than most?
Why the fuck then are the it's almost not even asking for money, but like the situations, the times when money is needed, why the fuck is that all of a sudden like so few and far between if I'm the only one giving to these people? And they're such hardcore scammers. It's so fucking few and far between.
Because they're pros, dude. They know not to hit you every day.
They got 1,000 other names doing the same shit.
Yeah, they know not to hit you every day. They will be fewer and farther in between. They're milking you, dude.
It's called a confidence scam.
Yeah, have you ever heard of what a confidence man is? It's a confidence woman, basically. It is a long range hooker. It's taking a sniper hooker is taking advantage of you right now, dude. I swear to God, I know what's going on, what is happening to you, and it's bad, and you don't fucking deserve it. Walk away from this fucking shit. If you tell me the evidence you have, these people are real and their story's legit, I'll tell you how they're scamming you.
Yeah, like I said with mine,
but there's no bad people in the world.
I never fucking said that.
They won't do it. No bad people will.
Hi, fucking Scarecrow. How the fuck are you doing today?
You're convinced. You're relatively convinced of this because it's a good scam. Have you ever heard the phrase "you can't see the forest from the trees"? There are people that make a fucking living their whole lives and never get caught doing this shit to people and taking advantage of people who can't see the forest from the trees.
Yeah, trees, guys.
Can I ask Jim? What would be the downside for you to stop giving money?
What would be
the fact?
What do you think?
What would be the thing that says to you, "Okay, no, this is a fucking scam"?
It's not even that. If you got into a position where you couldn't give money at all, not even like $20 now and again or anything, are you afraid you'd lose the friendship? Because if that's the case, it's predicated on money.
I don't think so.
So what's the downside?
Wait, no, Jim. Even the fact that you have to answer, "I don't think so," is an issue. I know I'm not going to lose
let him answer.
Any of my friends.
What I mean is, once again, going back to the what can you really say for sure? Like, and when it comes to like, and that's the whole thing. Like, I can't semantically break down everything I say as like, oh, well, I believe this or I literally know this with 100% certainty. But I say I don't think so because I don't know with that 100% like scientific certainty, because you can't really be about that sort of thing.
Yeah, I get it. Nothing's 100%.
But I have a reasonable confidence that the relationship itself wouldn't be compromised, but the downside would be, and it's like I said, hopefully this, fingers crossed, the situation will be over soon and it won't even be an issue. But hypothetically, let's just say, they needed some money and I didn't give, like, then you're talking about people that I care about potentially being out on the street. And I know you all think, oh, well, it's fake. Oh, it's a scam. They're not homeless to begin with. I know that that's what you guys think, but if they are all telling the truth and it's not a scam, then these people will be out on the street. And I care about these people, so I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to be. I mean, over the past year, there's no way you've given them enough money to keep living like they do. They've obviously got
looking at it with the whole what if, again, it goes back to you being a good guy. You're worried about them. If they are honest about what's going on, you want to help them, but you got to be realistic. You got to look at the facts presented to you.
Buddy, I've hung with some.
Think you're doing that.
I've hung with some real life shady motherfuckers, and if I wasn't 100% sure I've seen this fucking scam, this very scam, run in real life, on other motherfuckers, I'd be roasting you to death right now. That's what I do. The reason I am so concerned and I'm being like, I'm really trying to talk to you is because you're being fucking scammed, man.
Yeah, and I will tell you right now, is the relationship's fake, bro. They're playing you relationship-wise, money-wise. It's fake. As soon as you call their shit, it's gone. Everything is going to be gone. A relationship and everything. There will be no relationship once the jig is up. I'm telling you, dude.
I promise. The worst part of it is you are so emotionally invested in this fucking shit with these people, with these scam artists.
That's gonna fuck you up.
That's where I feel for you. And I was like, no, this is a human being. Stop talking shit. Like,
all right, so one second. We got Zell in the chat instead of in the fucking stream for some reason. Trying to get Jim in here, Medicare. No, I don't know why he's trying to get Medicare in here. It's
Robert said he might be watching. Robert said that he actually Medicare tweeted apparently about this cunt stream. So I was posting in the chat. If little Billy's watching, hey, the invite's open. Why would you not have that door open for him?
Yeah, Medicare, if you want in, send a DM to send it to me, Schmeckle TV.
I just you know, like,
hey, Jim, look up my criminal record before you come on the cunt stream and then tell this dude when he gets here why he should be listening to me right now. You're being fucking taken, dude. I'm 100. Everyone else is not 100.
I know sure that's what you believe.
Are you saying you used to be a con man?
I'm telling you, I have hung in my younger days with some shady fucking characters. I can tell you that. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. But I know what a fucking scam is.
If I just tell you what I believe and say I know what I'm talking about, bro, will that convince you?
No, because nobody being taken by a fucking scam artist doesn't say that.
Again.
Are you trying to get the tough love? I really want to be nice, dude. Like, please don't raise your voice at me because I'm trying to help you. And I didn't start with you like that, bro. I understand you're emotionally invested in this shit. The scam wouldn't be working so well if you weren't.
Agreed.
How can you be in a room with 10 people telling you, dude, this is like an intervention for a person with a drug problem. And we're like, look at all the money you're spending on fucking blow. And you're like, but I could stop anytime I want. No, you fucking can't, dude. I don't even. Where's Medicare?
This is in concern. This is all in concern because we're all seeing these signs and it's as if you refuse to see them.
I hate seeing men taken by fucking scamming ass women, dude. And that's what's happening to you right now. That's why it's hitting me so personally.
Well, here's the reality of the situation, though. I've been in a similar situation, and even though I had friends tell me that she was using me, she was fucking me over and all this and that, I didn't want to fucking hear it. I had to learn that lesson my own way, the hard way.
Same here, and I'm gonna have to come to terms with this.
So I have to recognize the fact. Let me finish. I have to recognize the fact that regardless of what we say here tonight, Jim, I don't want you to think that I'm coming at you sideways or anything like that. You do what you do, brother. I've said my piece.
Is Outlaw Bear Dog correct in what she's saying that this Lewd Trish is apparently Amish?
No, that's just a joke in the chat.
Yeah, that's one of our trolls, I think.
It's coming from Outlaw Bear Dog.
Oh, I'm not sure then. But Jim, do you know, is she Amish? Is that why she won't use a camera? Wait, no, she uses the fucking internet, dipshits.
Yeah.
That seems pretty non-Amish.
Even Outlaw's saying LOL, no. I'm just like, God damn it. I was starting to actually believe that. And
but after a year and all of that,
Brock, you're being as gullible as Jim right now.
All you can never tell with all the fucking clear lies being thrown around in this situation. And I'm sorry, Jim. I say clear because it seems really fucking clear to the rest of us.
Well, there's another thing too. I don't know what you're getting out of it necessarily. After a year of helping these people and giving them money and all this and that, what have you really gotten? You haven't even gotten any FaceTime with this girl that you care about.
Or you at least get pussy pics?
Yeah,
or much less a name. You don't even have a freaking name after a year.
After a year, you don't even have like a real name and an address that you can visit. You haven't met each other in real life. You haven't even FaceTime because she's camera shy or whatever. I mean, that's over after a year of helping these people out. The least they could give you is a little fucking respect.
Yeah, at least the minor concession. I know I don't like cameras, but you've given me $4,500. Here's my face.
I never said
smiling in front of the hotel.
I'm not sending a woman $1 till I see her yodel out of her vagina on FaceTime, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, I personally never run into this situation because I ain't sending anybody shit over the internet.
Hey,
I'll send a non and Samaj money because I know who the fuck they are. But I mean, if I haven't been given proof of who the fuck you are, I'm not sending shit.
We're gonna find out it's Liz. It was Liz this whole time.
You big
Zeph is just the worst, isn't he?
Liz at least showed 2 buttholes before she got fucking money.
Yeah, Liz would have shown you a butthole by now.
Look into the eye of Sauron, AP.
Should have got that first fucking Domino's gift card, man. It'd be like,
put them salty hard breadsticks.
Butthole time, baby.
And there's the other thing too, because I was involved in this because I shilled out Lou Trish because I believed the story too after he told me about her and everything, and I put that out there for my fans, and people donated to her. And I know they did until all that stuff happened, and she ended up leaving Twitter and completely like shutting down Twitter and everything like that. And I was like, and I realized that was a whole situation. I didn't know nothing about that. But here's the thing: if it actually turns out that this is some shady shit, how do you feel about actually asking people like me and my fans to donate to this person? It kind of sucks, doesn't it?
I was showing that crap too, man.
Given that I've actually shilled for this person and asked my fans to give her money, and I know a lot of them did, and even I gave, I think, $65 to help her out back when it all happened.
Magog,
I could do ask for a little proof this person is fucking real.
I have some fucking experience in that area, shilling out charities that later turned out to be fake. Sevy Rose.
That was another one too.
Oh, we actually did charity streams for her and shit. And I mean, when we got caught, I admitted we fucked up. If it comes out that Trish is lying, are you willing to do the same, Jim?
If it's proven 100% definitively, which the article has not. That's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing. Can I say something? My husband has a saying in this, and he said this during the situation with Valerie. The best lies are sprinkled with just a bit of truth exaggerated. So there could be just a tiny bit of truth to this.
There's some people staying in that hotel. Yeah, just like you said, there's some people in that hotel, but not who you think.
Jim?
Yeah?
I'm going to just say this. If I had some guy over the internet and I keep a fucking piece of tape over my goddamn laptop camera. But if I was talking with him over the internet and he'd been sending me money, and sure, like I'll send him like a little thing here and there, with the amount of money that you personally have sent her and the amount of help that you have given, like at this point, I would have been like, fuck it, here's my face, here's my first name, here's my last name, this is my address. Come over, like, I'll put a bag over my fucking head with a hole in it, and I'll give you a blowjob for Christ's sake. Like, thank you.
Yeah, at this point, she's obligated to give
you. For fuck's sake.
Also, I don't touch dicks for a case of beer, for God's sakes. Like, people will do shit for money.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff I haven't mentioned. One of the things is that she has told me that her family, especially, like after they do get a place, they are planning on sending me money back, like trying to.
Yeah, that's AP, can you explain how common?
Hey, now, I believe him on that because the Prince of Nigeria said he would give me like $10 million.
And I'm not saying that's
pay
proof.
My parents back as a kid.
I'm not saying that's proof. I'm just saying that's something that might happen in the future.
I'm not saying that's proof.
I'm saying it's possible. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, hey, you know what's gonna prove it to you? Look, you got Opal in the chat saying, "Dude, that's what they all say." When Opal is spitting knowledge at you, you are being fooled.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty true. Opal's pretty dumb. That's pretty
also
true.
Shut up, Opal.
Yeah, shut up, Opal.
Dude, like I understand you can't see it. No one would have fucking told me shit about my ex-wife. People tried, but I wasn't hearing it. Like Magog said, there's nothing we're gonna fucking tell you here. that's gonna make you change your fucking mind. But I hope to plant the seed. Dude, there are like a few crackheads, mostly men, maybe 2 girls, probably 1, in a fucking hotel room right now, living off your ass, living off of your charity and your goodwill.
Well, they're not living off of very much then.
Crackheads they've got 3 or 4 people just like you.
Yeah, I can guarantee if this is a scam, you're not the only one they're hitting.
Yeah, dude, I actually got scammed several years back out of $300. I saw an ad in the fucking newspaper. It was saying, come to this class. It's loss prevention class, blah, blah, blah. It's normally a 5-day course, but we're going to condense it down to 2 days. I went there. I fucking did the class. I gave them the $300. Dude, when I tried calling those people back like a week later, that number was fucking not in use anymore. I looked up the company name.
Dumbass.
Took my money and bolted.
Here's what you do.
What did they say in the class? What does that got to do with me?
Do you want to know the truth? Here's what you do.
They actually built a class. Like, that is such a detailed con.
That's a dedication to the confidence scam.
That's what I'm saying.
If you really want to know the fucking truth, and I've seen you kind of short from wanting to know the truth, but if you really want to know the truth, here's what you do. If you know the city she's in or the town she's in or whatever she says she's in, you call a local bondsman. There's going to be somebody that and now you tell that bondsman your fucking story. One of those guys who's licensed will, on his own time for a little bit of fucking cash, drive his ass out to that fucking hotel and knock on the door. You'll find out for goddamn sure who's in that fucking hotel room.
Yeah, and then you murder him, right? That's the next step.
Typically, your old Mexican lady.
Yeah, anyone with a fucking PI or a bounty hunter license can go knock on that fucking door.
I got.
Do you know Jesus, bro? You know Jesus? Here's a bear mace.
I got ripped off by a hooker one time. You know, like I paid and we had sex, and then I killed her, but then turned out she wasn't dead. What a fucking ripoff!
Okay, yeah, that's.
Did you get your money back at least?
Well, yeah, but I mean, come on, I was unfulfilled.
No, what's right is right. I get what you're saying.
But Gawk, did you get any cocaine out of this, or were you already fucked up on it?
Oh, I had like 4 or 5 8-balls up my ass from Colombia, but that was a recent trip. You know, it was
okay, that's all I need.
All right, this story just gets darker. That's cool, man.
I'm just trying to lighten the mood a little bit. I mean, Jim probably feels like we're ganging up on him. He has no other ally. I'm just trying to.
I don't want to do a dog pile. I know I get fucking heated, and this story just fucking captivated me. But Jim, you're a nice guy, and we really do just like we're not. I don't want to do a dog pile. I'm sorry, Jim.
That's the worst part. These types of scams, they prey on the people who are particularly generous.
I came here to roast you and humiliate you, and I'm standing here trying to be your fucking friend. That should tell you how serious I am.
Yes, AP, we get it. Crawl back up on your cross.
Super chat.
You're not too. You don't live too far to get slapped. Remember that now.
But Joseph Kerwin for $2 says Jim needs a weekend on Bourbon Street to learn scams.
Oh.
Also, I gotta point out, AP is currently possessed by the old fright, so you might want to watch out.
Yes. Would you like to hear what I'll do for a Domino's gift card, Jim?
Yeah, you know, like
yes.
Like I was saying, Jim probably feels a little ganged up on, and I want him to know that it's not that, man. I mean,
all of us have good intentions as far as you're concerned.
It feels like shit to have so many people telling you the same thing, and I get it. I'm kind of on your side too.
For over a year.
Yeah.
You're so huggable and sexy.
Literally fucking everyone.
Valerie was over 6 months, dude. Over 6 months, she fucked with my head. It wasn't money with me. It was she was an emotional vampire. She got very personal info, including a CPS file of my case. So I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything from my family members about anything happening with their info. But dude, it was fucked. This was over 6 months of this shit. Doesn't matter how long you've been talking to someone, you still don't know everything, and it very much sounds like you're getting played, dude. Like a harp.
The internet, man. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I
just
understand
trying to make
your
skeptic.
I understand your stance, Jim. That you know, the article. I haven't read the fucking article, but the article doesn't prove that she's fake and all that. But she's offered very, very little proof to you that she's real, and that would be important to me.
Well, like I said, you know, I haven't covered everything, and you know, maybe I have more proof than you think I do. Is all I'm saying.
You keep saying that, but it's been 2 hours.
Buddy. You have more proof.
It's proof you're not willing to share, and if it's personal, that's fine. I get that. You definitely know more about the story than we do because you're in it. But based on the proof that we have, can you blame us for drawing this conclusion?
Okay, without
let Jim answer. Let Jim answer, Schmeckle.
No, I'm just saying that yeah, it's understandable. I see where you're coming from, but I just, I try to see both sides as best I can.
But without leaking anything.
Jim, I was banging this homeless lady behind the local Kroger's for like 6 months, right? Check it out. Hear me out. All my friends were like, that is a wizard. That is not an old bag lady.
Okay.
It was kind of
that's it. What's fucking on you, Frog? It's fucking on.
And I couldn't do it for the life of me.
You heard it
I had this
here.
emotional
Next week on Love Your Monday.
You made me
McGraw versus AP.
You made me break
Wait,
up
Monday.
My character voice is the same as my regular voice. We could do this all night, Magoo.
I saw that fucking Jurassic Park movie. I know frogs change genders.
Hey.
AP, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How tight was Magog's ass?
Bag lady tight.
What?
No.
My farts make no sound. What up?
Hey, I also.
No, but
we had to get some laughs.
Look at this shit.
Man. It was getting dark.
AP.
Magog likes a joke. Come on.
I found something by Panty Kitty, that Patreon that Magog had posted. It's a Twitter status dating from November 18th of 2017. It's to the point I feel like this Lou Trish stalking and masturbating to me is fucking creeping me out. So Lou Trish started to mess with Panty Kitty, it sounds like.
Oh, that's fucking weird because Panty
Kitty. That was my favorite character in the story.
It's my favorite. That's my favorite My Little Pony. Trish done fucked up now.
I love Panty Kitty.
Hello Kitty, slutty big sister.
I just posted the link to that Twitter status in the side chat. It's weird that Panty Kitty would come out and say that because I went and did a Twitter advanced search of Panty Kitty. Is anything related to Lou Trish? Huh?
Panty Kitty.
Panty Kitty. Ariel was supposedly running.
That's a perfect name.
Her Patreon for her.
That's an avatar that will get you 1,000 lonely weeb followers for sure.
But friendship is magic.
And it's the same Patreon too. It's the same person. Why would Panty Kitty all of a sudden claim that Lou Trish is stalking them and masturbating to them? Come on, dude. That smells like a rat.
Chambers, what if, Jim, what if they're all telling the truth, everything comes together, but the girl ends up looking like Jabba the Hutt fucked a tire?
Or take it one step further than that. What if they've been spending the money on Repsion's pissy panties?
Oh, that's where they've gone too
They've been
far.
funding their Repsion pissy panty habit off of you.
Stop.
Well, hey, I mean, I don't judge people for their fetishes. Everyone's got something. And
Judge away.
Do it all the time.
You should judge all the time.
No, Jim. I'm gonna kink shame the fuck out of the person who's buying the Repsion pissy panties.
So the savage. I love it.
Socks.
At this point, I'm utterly convinced that the reason they are in a hotel is because Tonka burned down their trailer park.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh,
Yeah.
the connections. Yeah. Oh, no, it deepens.
I'm down with that explanation. That makes sense.
This makes more sense because this could actually be the link that I need to prove that JF ate Chris Warski.
Jim, would you consent if Christopher Nolan wanted to make a movie out of this fucking mess?
Well, it's Christopher Nolan. I'm not going to say no to him.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Nor his brother. The one that the Nolan no one remembers but does movies.
Yeah, the one that directed the third Blade movie and fucked up the franchise. Thank you, Magog, for that.
I've got a theory that Richard Spencer is just being played by Crispin Glover.
Most method acting fucking role ever.
You'll never fucking unsee it. He's gonna be George McFly till the end of time when you look at that.
Oh Jesus!
Best
Christ.
actor ever.
I'm hearing it in my head. I'm seeing it in my mind. I hate you so much because now, I really can't unsee that. No,
hey, you get your damn dirty hands off.
America is Lorraine and the black people are Biff, and then here comes old George McFly. Hey, you.
Somebody call Beowulf. That's the only way we can kill Crispin Glover.
Hey, Brockus, you get your hands off of Jam this moment.
What do you want, butthead?
Oh, that would have made Back to the Future a very different franchise if they went with that direction.
Oh my God! Refrigerator. Somebody, for the love of God, meme the shit out of that.
the fucking DeLorean has like 22-inch spinners on it.
Oh my God! I really can't unsee that. I want Ethno State right away, guys. I'm not joking.
I'm glad the mood lightened up. I'm glad the mood lightened up, and you got a smile on your face.
I want Richard Spencer CGI'd into the fucking Back to the Future movies.
Fuck yeah, just going around changing the past, making America great again, dude. Just bringing
oh my God, no,
bringing racism to the future.
Yes, he's outside protesting the prom because they got a colored band on stage.
Instead of punching Vince, he just starts punching all the black band members.
He would be so happy because he's in a West Coast California town filled with nothing but white people. Spencer would think that his dream had come true.
Yeah.
What's fucked up is that scene when Marty discovers that George is a peeping Tom. Could you imagine Spencer up there looking through the trees at a black woman undressing through the window?
He doesn't want any
brown sugar. Yeah.
It got better.
Neither am I.
That's when it all went wrong, dude.
All we have to do is pay them, guys, and then they leave.
I bet when Richard Spencer comes, he goes, "Hail our people! Hail victory!"
Oh God!
He's sitting there about to orgasm, and he goes, "Gott mit uns!"
I swear to God, though,
if you go and you meet Trish, and she has a Richard Spencer haircut,
if that fucker would just campaign, if he would just campaign and say, "I'm Richard Spencer, and I am America's density," dude, he'd have my vote just off laughs. I'd have to vote for him.
Again, meme the shit out of it, chat.
You know what to do, Zeitgeist.
But back to Jim's actual point, I gotta say he probably does do that when he's jerking off onto mummies, because I am pretty goddamn convinced that Richard Spector and Richard Spencer might be the exact same person.
Oh shit!
Dun, dun, dun. What's it double twist?
Now we've never possibly considered this before. We'll have to look into it and get back to you. Aiden Paladin says these things take about 90 days after the review board, so we'll send it in to a major university. Studies will be conducted, and at the end of that time, we will present our findings.
We're going to end up seeing a Gulf City writer's strike.
Not as long as I keep getting some fucking Hot Pockets and some Cokes, man. I'm good. That's all I need.
Someone's saying we need a weather report.
I cannot do weather reports except for on there's one show I do weather reports on.
As a contract, it's an exclusive non-disclosure.
You do it on Kumite.
Weather Kumite contract. I Kumite with hurricanes out there.
I see.
I'm that Jim guy. Who's the guy they send to the terrible storms everywhere? Jim.
What?
The Weather Channel guy.
The one who's always he's always standing outside with the fucking trees like bending and shit.
How's the weather, Ollie? It's fine. Thanks, Ollie.
There's a hurricane coming to Houston, and we hear Jim Cantori. When we hear Jim Cantori's on the way, we know we're fucked.
Yeah, that motherfucker will stand in front of an F5 tornado and be like, "It's a little windy."
Yeah, but will he Kumite one?
But will he?
That is why I have a contract, because next time there's a hurricane.
But will he take an F5 from Brock Lesnar? That's the real question.
Maybe.
But I have one question, Nathan. Are you willing to take
Brock's feeling that day?
Good morning, Kumite.
There will be no weather reports here. I must conserve my weather reporting powers.
Hey, we be like doing good with viewers and stuff.
Oh. Anyway, guys, I guess I've said my piece. I hope it all works out. I've got at school in the morning, and I've already stayed up later than I should have. So
for sure.
Yep.
Good luck.
The 3 hours.
Points.
Yep. You guys have a good one, and take it easy.
Be a good boy. We love you.
See you, Magog.
Yes, Red.
Try not to go crazy.
Yeah, I think
right, so we wrapping this sucker up, Schmeckle?
Yeah, we've covered all we can with the Jim shit.
And Jim, you're a nice guy. I love you, dude. You seem like a nice guy. I hope all works
Now, can I please never have to talk about this with anybody ever again?
No, we can't promise that. It's gonna come up. It's gonna keep coming up.
Have you never seen Schmeckel's show, dude? If you you knew this was gonna come up.
9 months of this.
You should have asked yourself,
that wasn't my show. I showed up for the later portion.
Before you come on the cunt stream, dude, it's better to ask yourself, are there any enemies I have, or is there anything I need to hide before you go? And then if the answer is yes, say no.
Yeah. Lie. Just lie a lot. Lie more.
Well, luckily I'm not that smart, so I'm just, whatever.
Well, we've determined that, but we still want to help you.
It was cool that you hopped on though, and you were honest and upfront. Like, look, you're still here, and you haven't left, and you stood through all the bullshit.
Yeah, I make it a point to try not to run away from an argument, even if it's one about my personal life that I'd rather not be having, instead of like a debate about like a political or social issue that I have more interest in.
All right, well, we might have you back on for to talk about a serious subject. How does that sound? We won't bring this shit up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, don't
make fucking decisions. This ain't your show no more.
Like, it doesn't have to be, like,
shut up, Sal.
Like, I kind of prefer talking about like social and political issues, and potentially, because I feel more at ease, like, going both in the serious route and then also making jokes about that sort of thing. So like, there's more of a mix of trying to discuss something in an intellectually stimulating way, but also making jokes about it and having fun and stuff. So I have a lot more fun with those kinds of topics. Well, like the cultural appropriation thing that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. What do you think of that?
Now's not the time, really. We're wrapping up.
Actually, Jim, if you would like,
Jim, my final thought on this whole thing for you. My final thought before I get out of here is, anytime you want to talk to this person or send them money, please think of me and slap yourself across the face as hard as possible, without doing real damage. I don't want you to get hurt, but just slap the shit out of yourself, because you are being scammed, dude. And you're too nice of a guy for this to happen to you and continue to happen to you. I say this all out of love.
AP, is Jim a good boy?
Jim is a good boy, man. I don't know. Well, I was told you were a bad boy, and that's why I was in the chat being hard on you earlier. But this story was so sad that I was like, I feel bad. You turned me. You turned face on me. You got over on AP. I like you,
no.
Just slap the shit out of yourself if you ever think of opening your fucking wallet for this person again. Please.
I will take that under advisement, but
I know you won't do it. And
I'm a grown ass fucking man, and
you're right. And because of that, I think you might need this information that I'm gonna lay on you right now. It's my parting gift to you. It's very important. We can all help prevent suicide. The Lifeline provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people in distress, prevention, and crisis, resources for you or your loved ones, and the best practices for professionals. 1-800-273-8255. You do not have to be a mental health professional to help someone in your life that may be struggling. If Jim is ever talking to this girl again, give him the number 1-800-273-8255, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Schmeckel, Brockus, Zell, Lady I Don't Know, Chambers of My Heart, and Jim. It's been good talking to you tonight. Have a great day.
Take it easy.
Thanks for joining us, AP.
Have a good one. Now, Brockus, good done. You guys are in charge. Wrap this shit the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, hopefully we didn't offend you too much, Jim. It's just all the signs are there, and I'm telling you, get her first and last name and ask the hotel for her by name. And as soon as you do that, you will watch this person book shit. I'm not kidding.
I will take that under advisement. And also, in response to what AP was saying, I'm too sexy to kill myself. Don't worry.
Oh, at least you got some of the confidence there, buddy.
All right. So everybody, this has been a lot longer than we actually were supposed to have for the show. It was supposed to be a 2-hour show, but it turned into a 3-hour show.
Fucking great show.
It was actually a really interesting show. And yes, thank you everyone for stopping by, even if it was just coming here to talk shit on Jim and his possible catfishing situation. We actually, the jury is out on that for Jim. Everybody else is pretty convinced that she's actually a catfish, but whatever. That's not our.
I personally think he's Brockus.
What?
I'm pretty sure she's Brockus. 95% chance.
There's possibility.
Schmeckle, you weren't supposed to tell him. Brockus is giving me money.
Oh, God damn it.
He's getting us pizza, dude. Just knock your shit off.
That was Kadant's hand you saw.
But this has been Love Your Monday. Join us next week when we actually will have another guest on. It was supposed to be Ian Miles Chung, but there's a chance that we might actually switch it up, much like we did today, because Aiden Paladin was supposed to be our guest, but she never got back to us.
Don't worry, Ian will be fine. Ian's a good boy.
We've had Chambers of My Heart, Kadant Vashath, my new co-host for the show. Of course, the host of the channel, Schmeckle. Jim the Ape was our main guest tonight. We had AP the Frog, we had Magog of Morscar, we even had Bearing on, and of course the former co-host, and he will be doing his own show.
Don't even say his name; he's garbage to us.
You garbage, Zeal. This has been Love Your Monday. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.